All right. Good evening, chat. Welcome to the stream. Let's hop in. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. Again, this started a little bit earlier than I expected, so I missed a couple of the matches. But it looks like Ego Death is getting bodied by Envy. But it is a best of 5, and Ego's come back a couple of times in matches, so I wouldn't count him out yet. But here's today's matches. Ego Death versus Envy. Envy's currently up 2-0. Techie versus Shroud X, and Techie is on a tear right now. Techie more like tearing it up XD. They are just dismantling everybody in their way, which is a massive surprise compared to what we saw in their first 8 days. Kind of nutty. Sentinels 100 Thieves, which should be a good one. These two were going to be originally like the sponsor teams that were going to do well. And then we'll have the to be determined afterwards as we go through the bracket. So hope you're all doing well. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Hello, everybody. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? How was your break, guys? Everyone doing good? Everyone all right? Dude, I had a lot of fun playing rematch this morning. It was super enjoyable. It's a good time. Hello, Dev Danny. How are you? I heard that EMEA had some great matches, so I might go back and cast those in my free time, but we'll see. Apparently, Rad is just having an incredible time. Rad has leveled up. It's kind of fascinating to see these teams that are unsponsored putting up a really good fight. We will fight. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Let's see here. Best of 5s. Shining on those memories. Dude, there were so many series yesterday. Hang on, let me look at this real quick. America. There were multiple series that have gone the distance in these matchups, dude. Well, maybe it's more like that in EMEA. Not so much here. Yesterday, I missed out on the Ego Death match. They got 3-1 by 100 Thieves, so kind of expected that. So, elimination matches are up first. One team is going home. Techie or Shroud will go home here. And Shroud showed up against Nemesis. That was unexpected. Envy FlyQuest with a 3-2, and Envy barely pulled it out. It was nutty because the #1 seed in North America, both of them, Team Nemesis and FlyQuest, were eliminated yesterday. Just bonkers. It just makes you kind of really question why we had the whole bracket phase. What's up, CB? How are you? So we'll probably finish watch partying this match, and then I'll get into commentary on the other ones afterwards. And do remember, today's my last day with my pups, so I'll walk them around at 6 o'clock and then 8 o'clock. I will have to feed them as well.
Maybe. I mean, it's definitely in the cards. I think that
you got a headache and get ready for work? Dude, grab some Tylenol. Drink some water. Feel better, man.
Coach, apparently, according to them in Jitward, and I think that this whole team definitely has the mentals to kind of stay on top. They talked about how, you have to act like a pro if you want to be a pro. And
that's true.
Them,
you do.
It's about maintaining that sort of posture, that steadfast, just ability.
I heard advice from Adam Savage that I think is applicable to everybody. And it's stop taking everything so personal. And that's something that I need to hear because I take everything personal. Stop everything. His #1 tip out of like 5 tips for life was like, stop taking everything so personal. It's not about you. And you're just like, you know what? You're right. It's not. Most things aren't about you. You're just a cog in the machine, man. Put your best foot forward, but gotta relax a little bit sometimes, And when you're able to do that, you're able to apply yourself better. You know what was really nice when I was playing rematch this morning, and those teammates were like encouraging me to go take shots and stuff? I really appreciated that. That was a fun group to play with. Because, like, I know I'm okay at goalkeeping. I'm not amazing, but I'm okay. And so I don't really play offense that much because I feel like I'm a waste on the field there. And them letting me go for kicks was really nice. They were some good guys. Yeah, I really appreciated that. It let me kind of flex a little bit, and I got a couple of good moves in. Don't take it personally, but you could be better at Mega Man. All right, no webcam for you now. Thanks a lot, Effie. This is your fault. Actually, I was going to remove it anyways during the matches. I was going to use the webcam to intro and say hi to everybody and then go full caster boys. Focus on the play as words, says Effie. Everything is about me. You're all here to drive away my existential dread. I'm down. Is that rematch has nice gamers? Yeah, I find that, for the most part in rematch, I've had really good success with just good comms in general. Even had that match where we had that asshole, but I spoke up, and then he just stopped being an a-hole, and then we all, like, kind of kumbaya towards the end. It's kind of nice. That was a good stream. Yeah, only one R-word. Only one. Only one. Black Panther ban, by the way, for the first ban from Envy. Ego Death pulled out a Black Panther. It was Self, and they just ran over one team, and ever since then, every team is banning Black Panther against him. He shook the foundation of everybody. And if Ego Death was a good team, a Black Panther ban would not phase them. But sadly, seems like they're getting the rougher end of the stick right now. No way. No way, Window. You're a dirty liar. Dirty liar. If you play Black Widow, oh my god.
We talk about teams showing up here on the big stage, but when you're in person, I mean, you've had experience with it. It's even more nerve-wracking, and you see people crumble, and you see people,
you make half the shots you don't take. Exactly. Wait, what? What does that mean? Kung Fu just breaking everything.
Definitely something different.
You know what the biggest thing, by the way, which we ignored there, was the ban phase. Sorry.
You hate Black Panther? I mean, he's really good against supports. If you're not aware of what's going around you, and you don't hear him, you get bodied. For sure. We got a predict up? Def Danny with the predicts. Is Axel someone from your locals? Yeah, Kin player, right? Is he playing in a tournament right now? He's a very good Kin player. He's twitchy, is how I would describe him. Is like if you make an animation, he punches hard with a punch.
As we do see a consistent ban here, though, from the side of Ego. It doesn't look like they're changing too much.
There's an Axel in the top 8 of World Warrior. Oh, if you link me, I'll check it out after this.
Right? So that is going to be the change of pace that we see so far. Kalu's going to be on the thing here.
He got trained by his brother.
To me, you had that conversation of the fastball special when you have Wolverine and the thing. That is a very powerful and slept-on team-up that we find a lot here in the pro scene. We may be saying why the thing that damage reduction is.
Why that show techie and sins? I don't know. You messed it up. Screwed it up, bro. You can cancel it and refund all the points.
You can see exactly why. I mean, Soko falls. Envy again with the advantage here, Shiv. I mean, Ego Death has fallen apart yet again.
Yeah, and that is some early pressure.
Envy's kind of on a heater right now, dude.
Zatex turns around on Speedery. Nero, though, again on the Sable Cow. Onto Zatex all over the place now. And they have a ton of free space. Can they get back here with the teleport? Looks like they will. We're likely going to see them hold on to it here. So you typically see teams at this level wait a little bit until the reses come through. Now you engage with the portal at the last second, so your entirety of your team can have this fight. And out
Cloak and dagger roll.
To slow up the pace. Wolverine potentially looking for the tackle off the bond, but no, not able to.
Dude, Envy has so much time. They can just back up and re-engage. There it is.
Verse 5 in this fight, ultimates are up here for Envy and the Meteor from downtown.
The media.
Good pick there for Window. Cal using that last stand on the Zatex. Window on the momentum, and Envy are heavily up in numbers, and they will push this thing through point 1.
That's tough. I mean, usually we've seen Far dodge those ultimates.
Oh my god.
And the spawn ready to go.
Cal's toxic. Yeah, so apparently I missed an interview. Exile told me about this. Yesterday, Cal was not in the first 2 matches against FlyQuest because he got benched because his performance wasn't doing well. And then they brought him in game 3 and reverse sweeped. And so my man's talking smack right now.
That's kind of a good spot, honestly, for things like that Winter Soldier and
He's living his best life.
Storm, who has that right side peek angle.
Yeah, this is a defensible position here, but not when you have a hurricane coming at your face here.
Feeling himself? I would too. If you bench me and then you have to pull me in to save your butt in the bracket play, I'm gonna talk my shit. I agree. Ah, you thought you could win without me. And where has that brought you? That's right. Back to Cal. Kiss the ring.
Trying to get some all-charge backstorm. Does that incredibly quickly as they do set up for a next fight.
Yeah, definitely on this side of the point, we see, very aggressive plays by Cal and onto Far. He's going to go down early. I mean, he's able to kind of control that sort of right side peeking that we were talking about earlier in this game. Obviously, you peek over the right side.
Galouge.
Character model, which can create, attacker.
Look at these, like, phone webcams. I thought Trick is more of a well-looking crawl back person. I don't know what I would do. I would probably be really thankful to be brought back, honestly. I have an ego, but my ego gets really dismantled really quickly if people say they don't want me. I'm sorry, please take me back. I would love to hang out with you again. I'm so bored. I've been practicing my Spider-Man. What's up, True? How was your adult stuff? I don't want you? You're a goddamn liar. You're a liar. Ooh, big damage. I need to DM Sheep Dairy and tell him to change his name so all the commentators stop calling him Speedery. It's weird, bro. His name is Sheep Dairy. It was alright? I feel that. I gotta finish cleaning up my kitchen tonight before I pick up my girlfriend at 9:30. So I got adult as well. And then she's back from her trip. She was missed. I did a lot of streaming this week, though. Holy shit. I did streaming and I watched Cyberpunk and then I took care of the dogs. And that was my week. Streamed, watched anime, hung out with puppies. It was great. Slept naked. You're eating a burger in your underwear? Let's go, bro. Oh, hang on, chat. Put your underwear away. I gotta focus on this fight. Sheep Dairy switched over to Psylocke. It's interesting that he thinks that Psylocke is more important. Let me look at the comp here real quick. Why would he think that? Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. They had a Hela and Cloak and Dagger and Loki, right? Squishies that die pretty quickly and all get picked off by Psylocke.
Double-threaded ultimates up, though. Ego does have to find some momentum. Window right now has that Meteor M as well to connect onto either Far or...
Did they release new episodes? No, I just never seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners. And it was wonderful. God, that was a great show. I'm so glad I chose that because I haven't watched anime in forever. Oh, boy. He was trying to go for 3, and he got none. I think in that scenario, you just try to go for Cloak and Dagger all the way. Ego Death kind of holding here. 2 minutes. He has to commit the Magneto Ball. He has to buy time. He gets a snipe. I actually really like Shib's play-by-play, but he just screams at a 10 all the time, dude. Like, that was a good pick, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this game is over, dude! It would have been nice to be like, oh, he gets a pick. bring it down, you know? Like, enjoy the moment, but bring it down. Just a little bit. Can't be screaming all the time, dude. It kills the flow.
Taking this off angle from downtown, Zatex with the pull, and they collapse on the window. Great pull there by Zatex to give them a number, shoving them again back into the spawn door, and they've got to regroup as they are down to one fight territory.
I think part of it that makes it a little bit rough is that Dogman is really, really chill. Like, you don't really hear Dogman yelling that much, right?
Side of far.
Yeah, I mean, this has been beautiful from the strategist of Ego Death. They also have to commit the greens there.
So, like, Dogman matches the intensity, but he does it with speed, right? It can be kind of jarring for the ear.
Their strategists are keeping the team in it.
Yeah, 55 HP per second there inside of that bubble, and here comes Zatex. Does land on a few. Out goes the dance floor, and they collapse. It does get the reset too. Soko, great job again with the meteor as more are hit, but everything is being popped now. Nero bringing out the dance floor. We see Far using the Eternal Bond. Cal finds Zatex. It is back and forth here, folks. Who can proceed forward? Kaluge, great position, way to dive up there. Nero onto Self, and that's another number in the favor of Envy, and we are in OT. They've got to stay on the point. Do not make that mistake again, but on the opposition this time, as we do see another dance of the butterfly. Does it find value? It does. Down.
Man, Silence are getting really good at their ult positioning.
Now, if you're on the side of Ego, and this could be it, pushing through point 3 as they will stagger in. Cal gonna sweep Sumble, and that could be enough, but you do see over on the right side Self getting ready to hold on to this point for as long as possible with the last stand. Does it land on a few? No, not able to do it. Window up, ready to land the meteor, gonna throw it through the door.
All right, well, let's say Bird a lot of time there.
I mean, we were about to say earlier, it was looking like Ego Death was what they.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage in this game. What casters do constant hype just makes me think of Super Tease, who does the WoW arena casting. Oh, is that what he's like?
But today, I mean, against Envy, they just keep faltering at the worst possible time, man. It just feels like they just collapse last second. And, you know, Envy, definitely deserving team. They played so well around their spawn. Kaluge with that pick on Ensemble, able to come back through. Ego
just full hype and speed talking. I mean, you kind of get into it, right?
I mean, it looks so hectic,
I get it.
so hard to play.
And it's not like a bad thing. I'm just thinking it could be better. He could be so much better with a little coaching, you know?
There is so much pressure on them, and they're doing such a good job to keep the
But the problem with a lot of esports casting is there are no coaches. Nobody wants to be critical or be criticized. What everyone wants is praise from Reddit or Twitch chat. That's it.
Come together as a unit, you know, relax a little bit. It's been
So
tough for, like, looking at
we kind of just like in this weird limbo.
Same thing with Somble. They haven't been able to find the synergy between him and Self throughout that map.
Where people think louder is better.
It'll be a little bit easier to set up, potentially just kind of, you know, do your typical stuff, because right now Envy, they're really good against dive. I mean, we talked to Cal in one of the interviews. He said
with that being said, I do think in the last 2 weeks, we're on week 3 now, right? I do think they've all improved dramatically. At least the American casters. They're definitely finding their bread and butter, like what works out for them. I think the best duo right now is actually Vivikitty and Cozy. It was originally I liked Dogman and Shiv the most because I really enjoyed Dogman's casting. But I think there's better synergy right now between Cozy and Vivikitty. Vivikitty actually I think is like the most prepared out of all the ones that I hear. Like she actually has like thoughts and reason for talking sometimes, you know? Just ran over, bruh.
Said it was his first time on Magneto yesterday.
Yeah, this character's disgusting. This is another reason why when we talk about Ego Death, this is the worst thing they struggle against. Is this three Vanguard.
What up, Swear Bears?
We saw them struggle against FlyQuest on Arako.
Def Danny on the YouTube, hello. Thank you for chatting on the YouTube as always.
But they're now having to deal with Envy again on this triple Vanguard composition, who are another team that is very good at playing it.
And we are going to hold again tight here from the side of Envy, running that triple and just maintaining the space window onto Zatex early. Alts are now going to be back.
I really want to know what got banned or why Cal got dropped. Like, what was the reason? Do you think he's just young and needed, like, a reason to lock in?
Finding a few picks far on a month, momentum on a window, and that's going to push them through this opening, but they will teleport back here likely and ensure 3 fights.
I think it's always rough. I feel like we always see teams win at these 2-minute, 30-second timer on the clock.
There's a lot of emotions that we don't get to hear or see. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you're losing or whatever, somebody is always going to get blamed in a team. Always. One of the best things you can do when you're on a team is say, we need to do this better. But a lot of the time it's like, you need to do this better. It's hurting us. Your gameplay.
Gonna press forward, out go all the cooldowns in the dance floor, but look at that patience. Notice the dance floor did not come out until the shield goes down, and that is next level play. Cal finds 1 month.
There was a team that was like asking for a coach, and I thought about it for a second. I was like, should I coach? That'd be kind of fun content. But I don't think I played this game at a high enough level to actually give them feedback, except for like general macro sense. So I didn't apply. I would have imposter syndrome the entire time. But I really wanted to partake in it because I want to hear comms. And I want to hear what is going on, you know?
I've done so well on that second attack, or second defense. 1 minute and 14 seconds left on the clock now for Ego Death. They do have that Hurricane ready to go, but like you mentioned, Month is going to be able to react.
Here comes Self. Dude, Self has switched like 5 different player or characters in this match alone. My dude's trying to find a solution. That was a 5-man ult. Yikes. Yikes. You know, watching Ego Death right now, it just kind of seems like they don't have backup plans, right? They're all kind of just playing and being near each other. But they're not like, hey, Loki, you hang back. If we get in trouble, we're going to come to you. They're kind of just like all standing in the general area. Like a 5-man Doctor Strange ultimate is not a good sign.
Make that 4 as they will shove through. The team is going to reset and be able to touch here, but they don't have ults on either side. Should be a neutral. Actually, like
he was underperforming. He wasn't upset about the benching since he knew it was deserved. He got his head right in practice and then told his coach if he put him in, he'd be fucking carrying. The rest is history. Oh, look at that. Exiled with the interview details. Good on him then. And good on the coach listening, you know? I guess if you're down 0-2, like what else? What else are you gonna do? Tell him no? Nah, bruh.
Can they push through 3-0 against Ego in a matchup we considered pretty even as the teleport is coming through?
Ego Death. Last chance. Mom spaghetti.
Yes, and here we go as Ego now finds 4. The teleport comes through and they clutch up in this moment to get point 1.
Now he's all on far, staying alive, looking at his health full throughout that fight, right? Dropping down to 1 HP, dropping down super low, able to build the ultimate up at the very last second. You maybe sometimes can get your ultimate canceled like we've seen before out of Cloak and Dagger players, specifically when the Loki goes for the copy, because sometimes the animation comes out a little bit later. But regardless, Far barely able to stay alive, pops that ultimate off, keeps the team alive. And we talked about how good, you know, Self is, Sombol, Soko, but I think the strategist line of Ego that definitely doesn't get enough credit. They kept themselves alive. That team, that back line, really doing amazing work for Ego Death.
Yeah, but Envy with the full hold here. Only 2 minutes left on as we do see Sal finding Nero early. That is a huge pick again, and they're going to collapse and take out Windows. Atex on a Kaluge. Make that.
Oh no. Is Ego Death going to win? Oh no.
Again, Ego, once they find these, it's like these overtime fights. Once they win, it's like the momentum just heavily shifts, like a light switch gets turned on, and they keep the pressure progressing forward.
Absolutely. They need to win one more fight here to close out on the second phase. Although, you know, a lot of teams we do see struggle in the Streets phase, I think, of these maps. Usually it's on that third phase. It's a little bit more defensible, but we'll see if they can do it here, Team Envy.
Jeez, that Wolverine got some airtime. My dude's out here skateboarding.
With the bubble is going to press in, and that's a huge early start. And that is 2, and the boundary not even able to hold on to the point. That's not going to be enough for them as they are up for the clobbering time. Can they collapse? Will they find more value?
It's clobbering time. Sheep Dairy? Ooh, nice kill on the Loki, actually. Sheep Dairy kind of cooking. Sheep Dairy just saved that. Self is on Spider-Man right now, by the way.
The backside of it, Speedily is just carrying it himself, closing it out on Ego Death.
Self is literally on Spider-Man right now.
Able to connect onto momentum, just not ready for that pressure that comes from Psylocke. And that change over this character has definitely enabled Envy a lot more. But 26 seconds left to go. Ego Death now coming through.
Went back to Wolverine.
Either Self back over to that.
I think he wanted to swing in and try and get a pick.
They don't even want to touch the payload.
Yeah.
15 seconds, boys. You gotta go.
Heading out this right side, and maybe we'll see Punisher using that zip line to get a touch here.
Nah, Venom's gonna be the one doing it.
Going to be Sambo, on the Venom, who will get the touch. 2 seconds on. Full
there it is.
Collapsing. Good touch there by Sambo, who has to burn that E. 57% to ultimate. Already getting healed.
Sheep Dairy once again behind Loki, and Loki does not turn around.
Who are stalling, and everyone's healthy. It's all about
Ultimate about to hit. That Loki is so dead. Oh my god. What was Momentum doing? Dude, I don't know why these Loki players won't just stand still sometimes. If you can create any doubt, the Psylocke isn't going to run you down.
The end for Ego Death, who are so close but not able to do it as Envy progresses forward.
Yep, 3-0 for
like that type of yelling at the end, like you want to get intense and you want to be matter of fact, you're like, and it's gonna be a 3-0, and you want to end it. But like, I don't think it's like you need to yell like it's a grand finals, you know? That was a stomp. Game's over. On to the next one, you know? He was clearly panicking. If you want to play in a $3 million tournament, you can't be panicking. And I think he's played enough matches where he's played against a dive where he shouldn't be panicking. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're on Loki, you need to understand that part of your kit is that you can hide yourself amongst your other clones. But the moment you move, you reveal which one's real. I don't even see a single person. Dude, when I first started playing Loki, that's all I did. My first early gameplay is me just standing still constantly. It's so good. Now, granted, that's in a solo queue environment, but I do think there are moments in a tournament where, like, standing still when a Psylocke is diving you is better than trying to jump around, you know?
But with those final hits, 9 for the side of Nero, who not only had the most healing by a few thousand.
And at that point, at least it's a 1 in 3 chance.
Damage with almost 12k, so really well done again by Nero with that pointed damage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Team Envy deserve all of the credit as well. I mean, Ego Death is a scary team to go against. We've seen teams falter to Ego Death early on in the tournament as well. I mean, they made it into the second round of the upper bracket for a reason. These guys are so good, and Envy 3-0'd them, right? So what does it say about Envy? I think that says this team really is coming together at the right time. It's been tough as you adjust to a new patch, as Cal's talked about. I mean, he said he kind of had struggles. Dongman also said he had struggles. So it seems right now, Shib, all of the pro players.
Yeah, it is kind of rough to have a patch in the middle of a tournament.
New patch and Envy finally starting to come together, finally starting to get string together wins, map after map. They're looking more comfortable, and I'd be scared, I think, going against Team Envy, whether I'm Shroudx or Techie XD, because right now Team Envy is looking a lot better than they did earlier on in the tournament.
Yeah, this is what we expected to see from them at the start of the tournament, and I think we were a little shocked that they were losing, right? Like, they had a streak there of 3, almost 4 losses in a row, did clutch up, and it seems like we said before, a light switch was just turned on, and they are playing incredibly as a team. That is now, I believe, out of that, it'd be 5 in a row.
I don't think I'm going to buy into this yet, that Envy's the best team. Like, they barely got by a struggling FlyQuest with a 3-2 reverse sweep. And then they just beat, which is probably one of the weaker teams in the tournament. That is, like, momentum heavy. 3-0, right? So I'm not going to buy into it. Like, everyone's been saying Envy's the best team in this entire tournament, and I have yet to come to that conclusion watching their matches.
Now, especially after that game after Ego Death, that can move forward, but you know, it did feel like Ego Death's number was found by Envy, right? That's the difficult aspect of this team, is that, you know, how much can we really give towards Envy? Obviously, they played it very, very well, but also they really just knew what Ego Death was going to do and just played around it perfectly.
And the entirety of their team looked insane. Speedily was 16 finals window.
Sheep Dairy.
Vanguard roll was 16. Cal with 20 on the Wolverine. Their entire team was getting picks and finding value in the neutrals, getting a ton of value with ultimates. Really well done by their team. Cal said he would get it done, and I think we're going to have that conversation with him again. Welcome back, Cal.
This is the last time I'm doing an interview. Let that be known. I'm not letting my team pawn it off to me ever again.
What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they saying to you? There's like, Cal, get in there. Just go do it for us.
No, it's terrible.
You know what conclusion I come to? What's that true?
Our manager Tasman was like, all right, who's doing the interview? Who's doing it? The radio silence. Nobody says a single word. Nobody says anything. And it's like, come on, I need somebody. And I'm just like, just send me the link. None of them do it. But this is the last one.
I mean, we gotta
Hunt is doing the next one.
I mean, you listen. You're doing all this for your boys over at your team. You gotta like promote something here. Your Twitch, something. Just like you deserve the primage for sure, being the champ. I mean, your team, bunch of babies over here not trying to show up for the interview. So obviously, you gotta promote something here right now, right this instance.
Nah, I got nothing to promote.
Oh my
Nothing at all.
God dang it, Cal.
Buy my jersey. That's it. Buy my jersey.
Buy his jersey.
That's it.
He's even a company man. Are you kidding me? Tasmo,
Look at this young kid.
Jesus, Cal. I mean, obvious question, first of all, after that series. It was an incredible match, and I think, you've really come alive, I think, as the tournament progresses. We talked about your Magneto playing that triple Vanguard, triple strategist, and I think also against Ego Death. I mean, what is it about those guys? You talked to us in an interview before saying how you kind of just match self. Is it still that same strategy? Do you guys just feel like you have Ego Death's number, or are you guys kind of hitting new peaks right now as a unit?
I think we're definitely improving pretty fast. I think we kind of had them downloaded because we got to watch them play yesterday against a team that I would say is around our caliber. And for like the Vanguard stuff, I mean, like I actually put on a clinic on Magneto today. Like I was doing insane things. There was one of the fights where I killed 5, and I was kind of astonished that nobody shot at me.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, position was crazy. I mean, I need to ask as a team, what changed? It seems like, you guys had that spurt where it was 3 losses in a row, and you guys look lights out now. It's like something switched. Is there anything you can attribute to that?
I stopped staying up till 6 a.m. playing different games. I think that probably helped us a bit, and my team trusted me more because of that.
Yeah.
We want a little vacation.
That would be a reason to get benched.
We want to win, and so we've kind of just been taking it a little bit more seriously.
Love it.
Yep, fair play.
What if he was like, I stopped playing League of Legends, bro?
So maybe we'll talk about matchups later on and stuff, but maybe to focus
That'll
on
do
the
it.
game. Just in terms of you, I know that this game has also, like, in terms of the ban system that we have, it's forced a lot more flexibility out of you and your team. I mean, what is it like being a player in Marvel Rivals right now? Is it hard, obviously, flexing to so many heroes? Is that like the number one thing you might say to somebody that's trying out the game for the first time? Do you want to just have them play everything? Like, what do you think is your take on Marvel Rivals as a game right now with this like ban system that we have?
I think it takes away from players just playing like certain things. Like I wouldn't really say that I'm like a DPS player. I'd say I'm just like I'm a Rivals player, And I think like to really play the game at its peak and to play how it was meant to be played, I think you kind of have to be like that, not just play one role.
True.
Yeah.
True, Cal.
Every single role in a ton of
Facts,
these
bro.
games. I see the next lineup here. It's Shroud X or Techie. Is there a team that you are more afraid of playing? Not necessarily afraid is the right word. Was there a team that you wouldn't want to play out of the two of those?
Oh, give me them both. It don't matter. Give me them both. I'll get it done again.
This
kid, I like it.
This kid, bro.
What sparked this like new sense of?
What a hard ass.
I know you kind of always had that air. Maybe the interview, being thrown into the interview every time has made you a stud when it comes to it. I mean, what sort of reinvigorated that confidence? Is it just playing that game more like?
Give me them both, bro. Take them both out, bro.
I don't know. I'm just trying to have some fun. I'm done being Mr. Nice Guy. I'm done being nice. We're gonna win everything. It's destined. It'll happen.
Manifesting, bro.
I'm just sick of it.
Let's leave it off there. I mean, Cal, just, what a great game for you guys, and I think we definitely need people
destined
like you so
and
so much,
manifested.
Any last words? Anything you want to say before we let you go?
I got no shoutouts. I hate my team. I'm not doing this interview stuff ever again. That's all that.
It's always fun talking to you, though, man. I love the responses and the confidence. So I'm sure we might see you again if they do this to you again. But man, it's been a ton of fun, and I'll see you soon.
See ya. Thank you.
What does Sambal MR say? Where's he at?
I messaged Gator. I was like, Gator, when's the Jada interview? And he's just like, I'll let my players do it. And I was like, what do you mean, the one player, Cal? Yeah, he's done it every time for you guys. So that's insane. He's like, I'll do it at LAN, bro. I'll do it at LAN. Like, oh, come on, man. Come on. Throwing Cal
Very
under the bus
confident.
like that every time.
Rocking the
Very
heel,
dramatic,
dude.
Right? I think that's what you need. You need to have that drive. They want to get there, and they're manifesting it. They keep saying they're going to do it, and they're doing it, and they're looking clean. I mean, these last 2 games have been insane. They're just figuring things out, and it's crazy how Cal, we talk about switching all over the roles. That Magneto play was gross.
Yeah, the problem with having that kind of interview is now they're gonna want him to interview all the time.
Jackson Techie, this is going to be a tight one, very tight. I'm not sure. Do you have any thoughts on what you think, how this might go? I'm not sure how you bet. I got to go back and look.
Ooh, I think I had SDX winning 3-2. I also just lost out on my bet on Ego Death 3-2. I said Ego Death was going to win. Oh my God, sorry, I had a crazy burp right there. That was gross. Oh my God. But regardless, I mean, this is just the curse that I have. It feels like every team I bless to win, they don't. So I don't know. At this point,
This is called the caster curse. Get used to it, dog man.
No, we always had that conversation that we were just talking earlier.
You think you know something, but you don't know humans. Because nobody knows humans. You don't even know me. I don't even know me, to be honest. Am I in a good mood today? Sure. Am I going to be in a good mood tomorrow? Don't know, bro. Don't know. You haven't had a soda in so long. Brought me back some blackberry Dr. Pepper. Oh my God. I like to get those little baby cans occasionally. They're like little I think they're 12 ounces. What are they? What are they? Baby Dr. Pepper cans. They're 8 ounces and they're 90 calories. I love to get a pack of these sometimes and just mix it in when I get like steak or something. It's like I don't want a full pop. I know they're bad for me, but these little like baby ones, they're so great, dude. You're just like, you know what? I'm gonna have a DP today. I'm gonna DP myself, and then you put it in your mouth and you chillin'. MV1 3-0 because the best of 5? Correct. Our next match is Techie versus Shroud X. Correct. Do 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 do. Marvel Rivals Ignite. I'm pretty sure the loser between a winner between Techie and Shroud X will face off against Envy. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, the winner of this match will go off to face off against Envy. Loser will be deleted. This reads like a Matzo Balls statement. Damn, Ego looked good yesterday, even though they lost. Guess not. All it needs is a GG afterwards. And I would have assumed Matzo said that. Guess not, bro. GG. Boom, boom, boom. What is this clip that you just did? What is this? I'm gonna have a DP today. I'm gonna DP myself. And then you put it in your mouth and you chillin'. Dr. Pepper! I literally said Dr. Pepper right before that. What the heck? I'm not some kind of sexual fiend. I swear, bro. I swear, bro. Oh, it's Luna Snow time! Can we enable Diva Sway here? $5K on Shroud? Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, Shroud 3-0 Team Nemesis yesterday. It was kind of nutty. Here's how you know if Shroud is going to win or lose, chat. You actually have to go to Shroud's stream.
Yeah, I only gamble if I go to Vegas.
Oh, they're going to lose. Shroud, turn the stream off.
That is my limit.
Your team is about to play. They're gonna lose if you watch. You can't watch them, dude.
Your team's about to play. No, we're gonna break this curse right here, right now.
No,
okay? Every time
Shroud.
we watch Shroud X, we lose. I'm breaking that right now. We're winning this match.
Good luck.
okay?
I'll be back. You owe me a sub.
No, I've never
So
promised.
If they lose.
4-0 versus Techie, but I'm sure they've been studying the
Never
tapes.
in my life
Can
have
they
I
turn it
promised.
around? We'll find out shortly.
I think they definitely can. I think
All right, so we can put all of our gambling money on
one of the upsets of the day, right? I know
Shroud X losing, by the way.
come up, but we've seen how strong Techie
Whenever
are.
Shroud watches its team, they lose in a horrible fashion. Whenever he's not watching them and reacting to them, they win.
Same thing with the Rocco, close game. Honestly, also, the same thing happened on Hell's Heaven and Hell's Path. So right now for Techie XD, my number one thing for both teams actually in general, Shib, is that ability to kind of clutch up when it matters most. I think Shroud X is doing better at overcoming, you know, those obstacles.
I'm not kidding. I'm all inning
I think yesterday they
on
had
Techie
chances
XD.
versus Sentinels in
How many points do I have to gamble?
for the people that
530
watched it,
points,
it just looked
chat.
like Techie was
Big
right there
money.
closing out, and they just lost.
Which I think is a similar story as
Guys,
to Shroud X.
Shroud is watching.
I think that they are always in the
Spend your
conversation for
dingles
taking home the win, even against insane
on
competition, even against things like
Techie.
Teams. They're just so close, they just can't push through it. And then yesterday,
On.
they looked insane. They were able to just clutch up always. We saw huge
On.
ultimates,
On.
game-winning plays that were with a ton of time still on the clock. It seems like something.
Give me that prediction. Where's it at?
That translates into
All my
today.
money on
There's a bunch of
Techie.
talent on both teams. Some of the, potentially
520.
side lock on the side of Techie and Shroud X. That conversation is almost across the board.
Voted.
There too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is where the top and the
Easiest
pinnacle
bet of my
North
life.
America lies. Techie XD has, I think, at this point, not inarguably, but definitely
All right.
one of the top Psylocke players.
Let's get our
in
commentary
North
going, chat.
America,
You ready?
If not the best. So tap that guy for sure. Avery's also been leveling up constantly. I feel like Brute and Blur don't get enough credit for how good they are.
America.
Also, Wolfles and Ad on the back line. I mean, these guys are so good. Wolfles, I think we talked to, who was it? Was it Cal before that said Wolfles had plot armor? Someone said that Wolfles has plot armor.
It was Guru.
It was Guru that said that. So
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is Wolfles tournament to lose. It feels like.
Yeah,
I mean,
Techie's
the
been
team
playing
is
out of their
very talented.
minds.
I think Ad has also had like 5 out of 6 MVPs or something crazy like that, a disgusting backline. So their whole team, nothing to scoff at. They all have ability. They want the respect. They mentioned they don't want to be considered an underdog as much. They want to be known as a team that's strong and is capable of taking home any win. And we've seen that from them as they've shown up against a lot of these huge teams, as you see here, Tap getting a quad. If not
Yeah,
penta,
well, I
there's
want
a
people to
penta
think I'm a
over
sexy
here.
man.
He's a mean Punisher as well. So
It's not how it works,
these
bro.
teams got talent, and speaking of talent as well,
You can't
over
just wish
here
it.
on
You have to
Shroud X
become it.
Diamond yesterday, the amount of Eye of Agamottos that were huge. I can't
Why
even
does Jeff
count.
have dog
He's
cat
up to
paws?
5
'Cause he's
teams
cute, bro.
clutching up. Nuck is potentially the most versatile, if not,
He
one
cute,
of the
bro.
strongest strategists in the entire game in that conversation as well. Impunity, a great Hulk, a ton. This entire the duelist line is even in the conversation for one of the best duelist combinations. This whole team is so strong.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, as you mentioned, they have that talent alongside, just to match it. And they've been the biggest thing I think for them this patch is they've been figuring out this meta very well. I think it's been kind of to their strengths, right? We talked to Don.
What
Williams, who
about
said
the
that in the
meta?
interview, Vision's one of the best Namors in the world, if not the best. So he has a lot of confidence in him on the Namor. I think alongside him, Doomed on that Star-Lord.
You bait all the YouTube viewers to your Twitch? What do you mean?
Game plans has revolved around him on that Star-Lord.
What do you mean?
Sort of leveling up on a Psylocke has been huge as well. So right now, I think they're peaking at the right time, but it's tough because they're going to be going against the top.
You're playing Dark Souls 2?
TXT.
Enjoy,
We saw
true.
Ego Death be the first team to strike first blood versus his signed roster in FlyQuest in the group stages. But it seems like over here in the official playoffs,
Again!
they're at the same level currently. Techie and Ego Death at the same stage of the game. Ego Death faltered. We'll see if Techie XD can take the next step forward and really cement themselves as the best unsigned team in the tournament so far.
Yeah, and they are definitely in that conversation, so I like that point. They do have a lot of potential, but, like I said, they've lost 4 against Shroud X with no map taken, so that is a tough look. But
Is tourney matches only escort
probably the
chat?
biggest
What does that
stumbling
mean?
up. I'm sure they've had nothing but eyes on this team knowing it was coming, and just the issues that they've faced in the past. These are the kind of games you watch the tapes on, the games that you're struggling the most. You really want to see why did that happen, and then make the adjustments. So I'm seeing, the difficult side is I'm not quite sure if they have a coach. I don't believe they do, so the banning may be a little tricky, and we know how much of an advantage that can be. So it is a tricky situation to be in for the side of Techie, but I know they have the talent to pull through.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I
you know
see.
what,
Escort
we-
maps.
we
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
it
yeah.
so many
No, it's a little
times,
bit of
it's
everything.
cliche, but to be the best, you got to beat the best. So right now, they just got to they're gonna have to beat their current, you know, the team that currently has a number on them, right? We've seen the same thing with Ego Death versus Envy. Obviously, Ego Death faltered. You know, when it mattered most, they couldn't take down Envy, and it was a hard matchup for them, right? The team that had their number for sure, and it's kind of like you said, the same thing. You said it perfectly, Shiv. I think ShroudX has Techie's number.
Okay, it's commentary time, chat. Oh boy, who's ready? Who's ready for words to be said? Bam, 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 bam. All right, everybody, welcome to an elimination match. We are currently in the losers bracket. I think it's round 2, actually, of the playoffs. And we have ShroudX versus Techie XD, and both these storylines are pretty interesting to me. Techie XD was like, you ever like known someone in the family that like is cool and all, but no one ever talks to him? I feel like Techie XD was that, the middle brother that's just kind of there, just vibing. And they came out on day 1 of the playoffs, and they just hit the #1 seed in the face and beat them in impressive fashion. They 2-1'd them, and it was a best of 3. Now, with that being said, it was a best of 3, and so everyone was like, is this for real, or did FlyQuest just kind of get best of 3'd, right? And for those that don't know, in most tournament scenarios, a best of 3 is considered kind of a cheesy setup, whereas a best of 5 is like, all right, best of 5 is like when the real skill comes out. So, of course, those questions were floating around. And so Techie moves on to the winners bracket, and they wound up facing off against Sentinels, and the Sentinels 3-0'd them, just completely spanked them. And now they're down here against ShroudX, and ShroudX is another one of these teams that have always been pretty solid, but it felt like when they weren't getting Hela and Punisher, they were kind of struggling and falling off a little bit. Things have changed. They've started to introduce Namor and a few other characters into their lineups, and overall, they seem to be more well-rounded. They were able to 3-0 Nemesis yesterday, but they did fall into loser bracket from 100 Thieves, who's one of the other better teams in the tournament, 2-1. So today's a really good barometer for how good both these characters, or both these teams are, right? So hopping into the draft, I wasn't talking too much about it here, but it doesn't seem like there's anything too crazy or different. I will say the Punisher ban is a must-stay for me. Avery is insane on the Punisher. He is one of the best shotgun wielders in the tournament that I have seen so far. And then Tap is a great DPS as well. So these two pretty much will be quite destructive. And the same can be said over on the other side for Punisher. This Punisher being banned out is for Vision, right? Vision is one of the truest mid-range DPSs in the tournament. If he's in a mid-range engagement against you, he is going to out-aim you and most likely going to win. He does suffer a little bit when people get on top of him, or if they're able to break down the vanguards and whatnot, which is pretty typical in a hero shooter like this. But we're going to see how these two teams are going to finally match up against each other, despite what people kind of think about them right now, which thinks they're middle of the pack, kind of lower tier, right? They've made it this far. They've already gotten past the 2 #1 seeds in America, which, by the way, if you haven't been watching the live streams and whatnot, the 2 seeds in this playoff tournament were both knocked out on day 1. It was wild. Both FlyQuest and Nemesis. So, let's continue from here. See how it goes. We are in domination. A nice little mini best of 3 in this first round. And Vision's once again on that Namor, which is going to pair up with the Hulk. This has been a pretty true combination that is starting to really reveal itself to be strong in this current meta. Vision is just, as I mentioned, such a strong player around like the half side or a half mid engage, right? If you get a little bit of spacing on him and he's able to hit those like headshots, he's gonna just will your team down. So I'm kind of curious to see how Techie is gonna handle that. And they already have one tool already. They have that in Psylocke. The one good thing about Psylocke is she can pretty much get on any type of 250 health bar character and just kind of delete it quickly. So we'll keep on Tap and see how Tap is able to pull that off, as he was currently on the high ground. Now they're working on Doom. Doom on the front line is able to back away, though, thanks to Hulk. Gets thrown back in. I don't know if that was the right call, though. He doesn't have his passive. Ooh, gotta be a little careful there. For those that don't know, Wolverine has a passive that's a pretty long cooldown. I think it's like 90 seconds, or even higher than that. But the moment that he takes lethal damage, he'll pop a shield instead, and if he's able to survive through it, he'll get a nice healing boost. So it kind of builds into that regeneration factors that Wolverine is known for in the comics. But Marvel Rivals' approach to it is a little on the different side. Kind of like a second life, right? So far, Shroud X is able to push Techie XD back, but Techie XD is on their way into the fight as they have Loki, one of the fastest farmers when it comes to ultimates. Massive Whale coming on the backside and connecting with a couple of people, and with Dongmin stepping up, they are going to be able to put out a solid amount of damage. My golly gee. Not too shabby. Wait, did I just see the name Dongmin? Yeah, Dongmin. Okay, Dongmin's up here. He's been quietly a great Vanguard player, and in fact, in interviews yesterday, he was like, I'm tired of people talking smack on us, and he looked almost emo, man. Day one, he was kind of like giggling, having a good time, but you know, when you start losing, you kind of realize you kind of have to lock in and just like be yourself, and Dongmin has definitely tapped into that aura. Ooh, Hulk on the top side here, trying to chase down Tap, and that's probably going to be his job, right? Combo comes out. Dongmin setting up. Good thing we just talked about him. Aya Vagamato. Out comes the ball, but an immediate defense there from Dogman. Gonna make sure that Brute is not able to hit the ultimate from Magneto. Doom just chasing down these tanks. They're both really low on HP. There goes one. There goes two. And a third. Shroud X easily cleaning this up. And they're in a commanding lead. 57% to 0 of Techie. Good news for Techie, though, is they do have 3 ultimates, and they have a really good engage now. In between the Thing and Wolverine, you can kind of just toss them in. You've already seen that a couple of times so far. Let's see how they're going to do this. They can go up on this high ground here. Yeah, there they go. They go up on the high ground, they come around the right side. They drop in. It was already scouted, actually, by Doomed. Doomed is fully aware of this, probably called it out to his teammates. Here comes Avery, trying to find a target, but nothing really showcases itself. Tries to go for engagement, and man, he's just not able to claw anybody right now. Cloak and Dagger ultimate from Nux. Shroud X is looking to try and end this here. AAD already has some ultimate once again for Luna Snow. Is going to be able to save their teammates. Most of them getting ran down by the Whale, but actually Wolfies is going to get picked off. And Wolfies was the next layer of this aggression coming from Techie. So him going down is probably going to give Shroud X an easy win here. Fidel pops the ultimate from Invisible Woman. This gives you, of course, healing and slows down the opponent. Yeah, and I think Techie's just done. Legitimately, the moment Wolfles got picked there, that entire push was just completely destroyed. So AAD popped the Loki clone, which allows for you to steal any clone on your team or the enemy. And once he did that, he was able to Luna Snow forward. And then the idea was afterwards, Luna Snow was going to come in and farm up her ultimate. You can see that she's at 69%. And had she been in the fight the entire time, she would have gotten that 100%. So her getting sniped was a important moment, and one that Shroud X really was happy to get.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Into the second map here. Techie does have a couple of ultimates already available. There is no Doctor Strange ban, so I am kind of curious if they would try to switch into a Doctor Strange here and portal onto the map quicker. Sometimes whenever you lose a map on domination, you're like, all right, maybe we should have gotten to the point first, guys. And Doctor Strange can really help with that goal.
2, 1.
And I think Dongman's going to be able to do it right away. Yep, he steps up, and here comes a portal. So they'll be there just a little bit quicker. So Techie will now need to rip away the objective control from their opponents. Now, there is good news. It takes a good, I think, 25, 30 seconds before the objective normally opens up. So you can kind of brawl a little bit until you get in there. And then as long as you can test it, it won't go to anybody. That just means somebody has to be on it. So Thing comes in. Psylocke ultimate coming out from Tap. Trying to go for that back line. Would love to take out a Cloak and Dagger or a Sue Storm. Doesn't really go their way, though. I want to watch Impunity here. Oh, hang on. Wait for the ball. Namor Bubble. That's another thing that Namor Bubble is really good for. You can stand above your healers and then pop the Namor Bubble and then actually block it, which is so cool. Vision, however, does go down afterwards, but not at the cost of a support from AAD, as Techie is going to be losing that out. Wolfles now finally has that Luna Snow ultimate, going to group up and try to keep their teammates alive. Aya Vagamato coming out, not really landing on too many people in a pivotal position. Wolfles also providing the heal is going to be able to get Techie out of there. Avery trying to kite forward. He would love to get out of this fight. Will trade up, thankfully, with Fidel. Dongmin going down as well at the same time. And with Blur dropping the Thing's Clobber in time, I think they may have a chance here to grab this objective. Yes, yes they do. All right, they're on the board. So the first thing that I would have recommended for them to do is to make sure they grab the point first over their opponents, and they do it in spades there. Now it's all about building and holding it. This is going to come off the back of Blur in particular. It's his job to try and get a couple of punches, feint some engages on the opposing team. The thing is really good at charging into a fight, and then he has a jump mechanic where he can jump to one of his teammates, provide them damage reduction, and that's one of the great ways for you to be offensive. You see how he just charges in there, drops a right click, and then backs out. Look at that. He got a tap in. Ooh, I do wish he would have stayed there a little bit longer, though, so tap could have gotten out. A bit of a misplay there from Blur. Yeah, I think he may have jumped out a little bit too quick. Whale comes out, boom, right on top of Wolfies. And these ults from Shroud X have just been so effective. Like, look at Vision here. He's just chunking. And how Namor works is if he gets a left-click headshot at anybody, all of his tentacles will get an attack speed buff, so they attack a little bit faster, and you can kind of force it with your right-click, which is actually not a projectile. It's actually a sphere, so like if you like nail it on the ground and it hits somebody, it will also give them attack speed. So Vision, because he's a headshot king, is just constantly getting extra attack speed out of his tentacles. And when you're getting more attack speed, you're building up ult faster. You can see how imperative it is, right? For the game plan. Pretty good poke here. Techie does have some time. They don't have to force anything yet, but I would force it sooner than later. They have 4 ultimates. The one thing that's kind of a little bit odd for them is their like supports aren't quite in tandem with each other in terms of their ults being unlocked, so they can kind of snowball together. But Loki will catch up pretty quickly. Wolfles has popped the ultimate for healing, and you see Shroud X just pull away completely. Avery goes up in the sky, trying to find a combo. He's trying to pick a target that's low on HP, but there's no one really available here, thanks to Fidel being able to drop the invisible barrier. Oh, that thing is in trouble. There he goes. Oh no, AAD! He popped the ultimate, but sadly for him, both Brute and Blur went down. And that's why I pointed out that the supports really aren't in tandem with each other. Although I think they're going to turn this around. Wow, they actually turn it around. Impressive. Typically you want to be a little bit closer on your ultimates being unlocked for both of your supports, so you can make sure that you have that bridge gap between the two to force the issue. But Techie were able to pull it off of the back of AAD's ultimate, as well as tap going in and really just bringing the damage. Shroud X, however, did get 80% on the objective. Techie will be able to tie that up relatively soon here. But they're going to have to survive at least one more fight, and Dongmin's ultimate should be back up again. Remember, it's a 180-second cooldown, which is essentially 3 minutes. For those that don't know what 60 seconds of minutes are. You never know. Sometimes we need that to be clarified. So it should be up and good to go by now. So Shroud X can go in, pretty much int, and then teleport in. So they have 2 fights in them. Techie, unless they want to switch to Doctor Strange, probably has 1 fight in them. And they do have an Avery that has an ultimate built up all the way, and that would be a great game ender. But they have to watch out for both Nuck and Fidel, who's about to have both their ultimates. Fidel already does, Nuck does not. Huge ultimate coming in from Doom here on the side, locks him down, finds tap in that pickoff. So Avery's gonna have to pop off here. He finds 1, he will get stunned out. The healing is enough, so he's able to, again, great play there by AAD. Avery, able to come in and finish out this game. Do they have the time, though? Nuck has already switched into Doctor Strange. Oh, I think he was going for the portal. I wonder if he activated it, because if so, it's off cooldown for the next phase. It's pretty important. But we didn't get a catch of that. So that worked out really, really well. Shroud X tried to force a fight early by using Doom to go in for a engagement, and they wound up picking off tap. But Avery, while that happened, was able to pick off one of the tanks, went in for another engage, got a second, and then there was an attempt to have Doctor Strange, Eye of Agamotto, Avery, but luckily AAD was able to come in and provide the heals, and so Avery was able to finish up the game thanks to some teamwork, and they were able to reset, which is kind of the Bucky effect, right? It's kind of how it works. What's up, Fallen? Welcome to the stream. How are you? So we're all tied up 1-1. Next domination win is going to be a score for either team. And I don't know if I mentioned it already, but we are in a best of 5. So this is a good match to kind of feel it out, figure out what your opponents are trying to go for. Right now, there's been no major outlier. I would say both teams felt pretty similar in those engagements. No immediate bans jumping out to my face. It's so surprising to me more teams don't try to take that high ground in the middle. I guess I don't want to be sectioned off, because technically if you go up to the middle of the high ground, the opposing team can wrap around here on the center and then kind of squish you. Doomed here in the front. Can't really grab the thing yet, but he is a good deterrent for Psylocke. Speaking of Psylocke, here comes the ultimate in the back line. You do see Thing run in and go for a combo, knocking them up. But due to the heals from Shroud X, they're able to survive. And in fact, Techie XD, as they're trying to escape with Blur and Tap, they get focus fired by Shroud X and crew. Vision is on Bucky at the moment, which is not his normal anymore. Oh, here's a portal. But they just had 2 picks. This portal's going to be for nothing. Vision hasn't even popped his ultimate, and he could. Like, they are winning this fight so hard, Vision's like, I'm good. We don't need an ult here. We chillin'. Save it for another day. Damn. So Techie lost out on 4 or 5 members there and wasted a portal. Very uphill battle for them. They're going to regroup at 6. No major changes quite yet on their composition. And I don't think they really need one. They gotta get on that Bucky. Bucky just free firing the entire time is a menace. Another pick on Avery. Wow. Great control from Shroud X. Avery's been attempting to engage, and when you're playing Wolverine... Oh my gosh, another combo. Hang on here. Hold that thought. Vision trying to go for a hook. He grabs a Psylocke. Good damage. Just slow on her as well with those little red projectiles. When you're playing Wolverine, one of the characters that you're actually terrified of playing against is Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman has a suck and push mechanic, and Wolverine is trying to get pixel perfect engagements, right? His claws can be a little on the weird side when it comes to actually tethering onto a character. And Fidel has the tools to completely stop that in its tracks. That's what happened there a couple of times. Avery gave it 2-3 times for an attempt and decided to finally pull off of it, and it's gone into Bucky instead. Vision did get picked off. Great pickup there from Techie. Magneto ball about to come out. If this misses, I can see them going for an engage. It does miss. So Techie needs to step up right now. They need to find another pick here. Clobbering time comes out. Fidel reads it perfectly, though. Puts down an invisible barrier. Avery trying to find any target he can. Meanwhile, Tap on the back line once again. Hoping for some help here. Man, Vision just like runs him down. Nice pick here for Tap. So Techie should be able to take this point, but they're gonna have to lock in for a long portion of time. 99% here to 6% for Techie, and they just wasted every. Well, I don't want to say waste. They used every single ultimate to get to this state. So 2 people you're looking at here is gonna be Tap and Avery. They are gonna need to find some kind of coordination to try and get a pick, preferably on a healer to slow down the aggression of Shroud X. Blur might be able to enable that, but so far, Shroud X has done a great job of watching out for Blur on the Thing. Every time he comes in for an engage, they kite backwards and they put a lot of damage into him and he can't escape. Ult comes out. Vision tries to go for a reset. He got one on the clone. Ooh, found a Magneto and pushes him to a corner. Goes for another combo. Magneto goes up in the air and tries to keep himself alive. But that big meatball does not soak up abilities. It only sucks up bullets. Avery trying to find a pick, but Fidel with the invisible barrier once again. Just so on point, dude. Fidel is such a good support player. Every time I'm watching this guy play, he's always doing the right thing. You will not lose because of Fidel. Regardless, Techie is still alive in this. They are pushing back Shroud X. They found Dongmin as a pick. Ooh, combo in the back right. Was that a Loki? That was a Loki. AAD is down. Wolfles will have an ultimate, and the next time that anyone takes major damage, Wolfles gonna have to pop that ultimate early, because they need to hold this point. They can't afford to lose it, and they can't afford to lose more than what, one teammate maybe tops. Like right now, right when this pressure comes in, I could see Wolfles just dropping the ult. Shroud X trying to push him off the point. Vision has an ultimate once again. Thing is low on HP. Here we go. Wolfles going for the heals. 10 seconds of counting on that one. Impunity did get picked off. Big clobbering time. Avery comes in. They find one. Maybe a second. I have Agamotto. Dongwin's low on HP, and the team focuses it down. Gives Avery another reset. Great callouts for the team. The comms are electric. And Techie XD will be able to take round number 1. And just so you guys know, your boy won some dingles. I betted on Techie XD winning. I did. True story. What's up, BG Papa? Give me my points. Rip Dingles. Is Ben Grimm the same as the Hulk? It's where you want to spam your attack? No, he's big different. So his left click is his high DPS. It's like a pop pop, pop pop, pop pop. And then his right click has a big wind up haymaker that delivers an AoE punch and gives you his shield. He's more of a boxer, whereas Hulk is a disruptor. Look at that, chat. 2,000 channel points. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I deserve these. All me, baby.
I mean, he's definitely been sort of an unsung hero of this team of Tech TXD, but he definitely popped off there.
Yeah, definitely known for the flying composition, but that switch to Bucky.
Thing also, you want to kind of keep an eye on your supports. He has a fantastic mechanic where you hit E, and it gives 30% damage reduction on any target you jump to. It's awesome. I like playing the thing a lot. He's really fun. Deceptively simple, I think is what I would say.
Absolutely. I think this kind of comes back down to it. This was probably a more obvious version of,
Yeah, you want to spam your right click if you think you're going to take damage. You want to trade health, basically, is how it goes.
Figure out, okay, this comp can't be played. Okay, this comp can, right? We saw with that Psylocke and alongside the Wolverine, that Namor comp really dismantled it. But once they swap to that Bucky, it just feels like that Hulk can't stay alive. Impunity was struggling. And then we see round number 3. They
Again!
swap.
Again!
On his own. And I think in that mirror, we saw they were so close to figuring it out as well with Doomed on that Wolverine. But that reverse sweep.
Bet them all again? Oh, I will.
Swap pack, tap back over to that Psylocke, Avery onto that Bucky yet again.
Easy to learn, hard to master? Definitely. Definitely. He's got some cool, like, micro, too. Like, his shift, if you come off of a sky and you hit shift again in the air, you don't get stun locked. But if you're touching the ground, you get stun locked on yourself, so you have to be careful with that. And then his right click also slows him down, but you can get around that by jumping first and then right clicking, so you can keep your movement speed. He's really fun.
To go up there for Groot and then getting pulls early on and kind of throwing off the mojo of what the idea of the play was for Shroud X. So just a great switch.
Your wife would say the same thing about you? You're easy to learn but hard to master? The fuck does that mean?
You know, it has been the storyline of them, but I know they have the capabilities to get through and pull back a W.
What does that mean? Explain yourself.
They can do that right after this break.
I'm gonna draw the thing for you right now, chat. You guys ready for this? You ready for it? That's all I remember. Is that right? It feels pretty good. What am I missing? It's like if I'm missing anything, it's perfect. Pretty good. It's clobbering time. Should I give him fingers? Here's the thing. Let me see if I was close. Let me look. I feel like I was pretty close. Oh, I forgot the belt. Alright, I can fix that. I got this, chat. Trust. Relax, I got you. Relax. Darkness grows. Nailed it. Look at that. Look at that, bro. Tell me I'm not the next Albert Einstein. Look at that. Got the belt and everything. Pretty good. It's not bad. Maybe I'll add a little white shorts just to give a little bit more detail. You know what I'm saying? A little detail. If you guys don't know, I've been taking paint classes lately. So it's why I'm able to do this on the fly. It's not a big deal. It's whatever, bro.
Welcome back, everyone. TrikSlyr showing up map 1 and taking it from Shroud X. Will they proceed forward, or will Shroud X bounce back? Find out very shortly as it now goes into Convoy or Convergence, and the choice is Shroud X.
Look at
I
that.
want to see where they take us, but I mean that's the biggest thing is that you
Look at
can really
that.
map off of
I'm gonna put a little Star Trek symbol on him.
Dominated you so far. Like I think that's definitely huge for the
Perfect.
shift in terms of the confidence of this.
Hell
team
yeah.
To win a map off of Shroud-X, who has been very good against TrikSlyr.
Beautiful.
But it's been close and competitive every time.
There's the water bottle on his back.
I feel like TrikSlyr, they're kind of proving not that it's tough. NB is a hard team to beat. Don't get me wrong, but I think TrikSlyr, I think even though they didn't get first blood versus a top tier team in terms of the signed teams, Techies they've sort of proven throughout the tournament they.
Welcome back to the second match in this best of 5 between Shroud X and Techie. This game is not realistic, and I now hate it. Thank you for the Tengia there. Appreciate you. Thank you. Techie was able to pull off the victory against Shroud X by getting 2 out of 3, easy peasy. Dubs on domination. And I would say it didn't really come with anything flashy. Shroud X did seem like they were in control, but their reapproach was having a very, very difficult time. And part of that was, I think, leaving Loki open. That's just kind of what you deal with when you're playing against Loki. But I wouldn't really, shout for a Loki ban right now. The thing that is interesting about Shroud X is they're a team of aimers, right? They're the embodiment of what Shroud enjoys in video games, which is, really, really good aim and really, really good shots, right? So typically, they don't play things that just straight up counter your opponent, and one of those things, if you want to try and handle, say, a Loki, for example, is AoE damage, right? They can come in the form of a Star-Lord, they can come in the form of Squirrel Girl, even in some games. We've actually been seeing a little bit more Squirrel Girl here and there. But with that occurring, once Techie was able to get onto the right page of getting their healer ultimates up at the same time, they were pretty easily able to dissuade Shroud X from pushing into them and then grabbing the win. And then Shroud X tried to go for a quick play on the objective to attempt and pull somebody out with Doomed, who was playing Wolverine, and it was just shut down in its place, and then Avery was able to clean up from there thanks to a good Bucky ult with the addition of his supports, right? So nothing too fabulous in game number 1, nothing that would be like, alright, you need to ban this out going forward. But I do want to note Techie's ban right now. First off, they're getting rid of Loki as one of their 4th bans. Technically, their second round of bans because they get 2 in that scenario. But then they get rid of Dongmin on Doctor Strange. And I will say, Dongmin has probably one of the most impressive Stranges in this game. He somehow always finds a 3 to 4 man ultimate. He's very quick with his damage. But one thing that he does that a lot of other Doctor Strange aren't doing in this tournament is he's willing to contest flyers. And now with Techie XD locking in Avery on Storm, it makes sense why they would ban out the Doctor Strange. They are willing to let Dongmin not stand in front of the team, jump towards the flyer, and then go for a combo in midair, which is your left click melee attack into E explosion on a flyer. And generally, if you are built all the way up on your damage, on your E, you can kill them off if they're not getting any support. So nice little change there coming out from Techie. And I just wanted to shout out Dongmin because his Doctor Strange has been so impressive to watch. Now, with that being said, he himself has stated that if he has to play Magneto, he doesn't feel as comfortable. And I don't know if he picked up the Magneto, but Magneto was available for Shroud X here. So I want to see how that unfolds. Now, this map has been getting a little bit more traction with our competitive players. I think at first a lot of people were like, whatever. But there have been a lot of strategies that have been developed to get out of the first objective area. One is to push the right tunnel. And then two, we've been seeing that squirrel girl that I was talking about to help open up the beginning of this map. So a lot of teams, when they come out of here, you see Techie on aggression, they kind of get stuck in this choke because of the wide open area. But Shroud X is actually giving up a little bit of space here. They're backing out just a little bit to try and hold the choke here on the far right. But it's going to be one of the first L's of the environment that you need to get around. Right where this tree is, you see how it banks into an L? This is where it starts to get on a little difficult side. So we'll see how it goes. And it is Dongmin on the Magneto. So I'm actually really curious how much work he's put into this character, because he was mentioning how uncomfortable he was, as I stated previously. Doomed in this weird scenario where he's like hanging out back here, just kind of waiting for a flank. And is his job to catch Captain America? I think it might be. Blur's coming for a flank. He's going for the supports in the back line. Hela does get picked off. She may have gotten picked by Doom there. I didn't see where he was, but that looks like a very forward position for Tap. I doubt he'll be there. There's the Wolverine. Comes in for Magneto, and they just clean it up real quick. Yeah, you can see how difficult it is to get around Wolverine on this map. There's a lot of big open areas. You get flung into the air, and you just kind of are stuck being CC'd while the opposing team is shooting you. Very nerve-wracking. And then on top of it, like, look at the healers. You have Woofles and AAD, which I would say are some of the most difficult healers to heal people that are in the air with. Mostly because their attacks are skill shot based, right? Cloak and Dagger is kind of homing. Rocket Raccoon, you can kind of shoot in the general area, to be honest with you. Sue Storm is kind of like a little boomerang that she tosses out. But these two are pure aimers, right? And so if you have a Wolverine grabbing somebody and pulling them down, you're not going to hit every single ult. And if you do, you're a god. Cloak and Dagger ultimate here from Nook. They're hanging around this corner here on the right. Another combo coming out from Doom. Magneto looking for the pick. Can't quite hit it. But I think Techie's able to push on through. Yeah, Tab is just running up there. He's actually ahead of his vanguards. He did have his bird, as you just saw there, so able to fly back once he sees trouble. Ooh, this is scary. Vision has his best character, in my opinion, which is the Punisher. If he puts ultimate on and he sees you, you're going to get deleted. Look at that. 3 people picked off by Techie. And the crazy part, too, is while you're trying to dodge Vision, you have 5 other people on the opposing team trying to run you down. And that's what happened there for Techie. They even used Woofle's ultimate to try and stay alive, and it was all for naught. Not good. You do not give Vision the Punisher. I am adamant about this. If you leave up the Punisher, you better have a plan for it. And to be fair, they do kind of have a plan. They have AAD on Loki, right? You can put down the runes. You have Brute here on Magneto, who in theory is like a hard counter to the Punisher ultimate with his ultimate, because he can absorb all the bullets and throw them back at him. But the thing is Shroud X was able to get Dongmin, right, on Magneto. And Magneto is the way you counter a Magneto. Ooh, big ball comes out, though. Brew able to find two. Gets both Fidel and Vision. Massive pick there. Techie has a window to open up. Dongman up in the air, looking for a target. There was a Magneto shield out, so it doesn't matter. Avery stepping forward, trying to find a hook on anyone. Can he find one? He does find a Groot. Groot has a shield for now. Avery just taking the shots here. Tap comes around the corner with a Wolverine going straight for the Punisher. Is currently up on the top side. Punisher able to splash damage on top of him. Goes back up for another takedown after a couple of heals, and there we go. Techie able to open up the spot. There's going to be a little bit of a delay there, but nothing too amazing. And first objective goes over to Techie. Okay, whew. I will say that pick by Brute really paid off for Techie. Had they not gotten those two picks with the meatball from him, I fear they would be already playing defense, as Shroud would be marching down the front line. Techie on the corner here. Trying to see if anyone's coming around on the top side to take some shots from above. And then we're trying to go for a pick, but no one came yet. Shroud X playing this nice and slow. They have a huge ramp to play defense on. And it's been kind of nutty. Typically, we've been seeing a lot of flyers or things that can get up in the sky on this map because of this high vertical area. But we've been seeing more ground versus for sure for a lot of folks. It seems they've kind of realized, hey, there's a ceiling, but firepower just beats it out. Speaking of firepower, here's Vision once again with his ultimate. Look at this tracking. Isn't it insane? Like, Luna Snow has to make the decision to hide behind a wall when Vision uses his ultimate. That's how good he is as the character. Hello, Superco. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Alright, Blur going for the back line. His job is to get a support to either pop an ultimate or to back away from the fight. And there is the ultimate. Fidel gonna pop the Luna Snow ultimate. AAD's gonna lose one clone, but still alive and well. Combo coming out. Nice job. They find Impunity. They pull him into a corner. Able to get away. But Shroud X is running out of ultimates, and that's going to be a combo right on top of Cloak and Dagger, who just popped her ultimate. Tap, able to find the pickoff. Yeah, that's an easy cleanup. So that was all really paid for by Blur. Blur stopped up, got the support ultimates to pop their ultimate, and then they started the engage. Nuck had to pop the Cloak and Dagger ultimate because Impunity was grabbed by Tap on Wolverine, so he had to keep him alive. And then once that occurred, you saw Tap pop the ultimate and run them down. Quick grab here from Techie XD, but time is starting to dwindle. They're down to 1.5 minutes for this last major push. And this last major push is the most difficult of them all. It's a constant contest of being on the high ground, but your payload goes down underneath that high ground area. So you need somebody on it, but you also have to keep high ground. It's a constant tug of war between the two teams. It's actually such a mess. I do not look forward to this push ever when I'm playing it. Good AoE abilities from Avery. Just keeping the damage coming in. Doom being a menace here, but Blur is able to run away thanks to the speed of Captain America. Impunity comes in with a massive ultimate. They take out Brute right away. Looking for potentially another here. Look at this. Just look at the teamwork. Both Vanguards right in the front, so Vision can shoot right through them. Just giving him a little bit more HP. Now, with that being said, it is down here. The ultimate for Vision on Punisher, but there is 30 seconds for Techie, and they're starting to build up co-ultimates themselves. They have 3 unlocked already. They have Loki, who can lead the charge here with a Luna Snail ultimate after he takes it away. And then Tap, who has been pretty pivotal for securing both these objectives, is going to have an ultimate relatively soon. He's already at 70%. Techie steps forward. 10 seconds of counting. They go for Dongmin. Nuck will be the first to pop an ultimate. AAD is going to answer back with a Luna Snow ultimate now. There we go. It's now activated. Staying on the front line. Avery trying to find a reset on anybody here, but everyone's backing away. Wisely done by Shroud X. They have a lot of space to play here. And they have triggered overtime. Doom comes in from behind, goes for a pick, grabs 2. Not able to find the kill, but Trap was actually able to find kills on Fidel and Nuck. Both supports are down for Shroud X. TrikSlyr easily marching forward here. They do have to swing around this corner, so they're not fully there, but they are close to Cigar. Shroud X has 2 ultimates, Impunity and Vision, and we've seen what Vision can do with that ultimate. TrikSlyr moving forward, preparing for the last battle. Avery coming out with a hook. Does he hit it? Ooh, Magneto Shield's gonna stop that right in its tracks. Impunity comes in with an ultimate, and here's Vision. And they just start going for the headshots. Captain America low on HP here. I think they stood off of it. They were trying to get away from the ultimate, and I'm pretty sure everyone backed off. Wow, that was anticlimactic. Okay, to be fair, I do think Impunity's ultimate, this is where like it would be nice to have a replay. I think Impunity, what they did was they dropped the Groot ultimate, and it pulls people into the middle of it. But if you cast it outside the range of the objective, or you're on the objective will keep moving forward if no one from the opposing team there is to stop it, and it may have just moved up just enough to be out of range of all the people that were rooted. Well, regardless, TrikSlyr does make it 2 deep, very close to the 3rd. Shroud X will have a chance here to either secure the win right away just by getting just a smidgen further than TrikSlyr, or of course we're going to go down 2-0. Look at the stats here. Nothing out of the ordinary, a good brawl back and forth, and it kind of does feel like these teams are evenly matched. TrikSlyr right now does have the advantage by 1 map, but it does look like it could swing the other way really easily for Shroud X. Yo, kudos to Dongman, by the way. Only dying 3 times. Much better performance on the Magneto.
2, 1.
And here we go. How will Shroud X handle his first objective point that's usually hard to get out of? Ooh, Blur took a lot of damage there. That was crazy. Looks like he sustained through, though, just barely. Nuck gets picked off, so TrikSlyr is going to be able to keep the pressure up here for at least another 8 seconds. And then Shroud X is going to have to reassess. Ooh, Punisher's up in there. Yeah, Vision is straight up just using the shotgun right now, which is a good choice. It'll burn through that shield. Dude, Vision gets picked off and Impunity. TrikSlyr holding this down. And look at the map. I don't know if you can see my mouse here, but on the back left, they broke open this wall here. So if they get in trouble, they can just scoot through that and get out of here. And then get back on the point later on. Okay, so Doom brings up the Squirrel Girl. They're like, all right, I'm tired of this. We got to play Squirrel Girl. It's so funny how Squirrel Girl has become the anti-stomp character. Speaking of stomping, Avery goes in with an Eye of Agamotto and hits 2, 3 people. Dang, dude. Shroud X is struggling on this. Clobbering time coming out. Blur trying to keep up the pressure. They will hit 3 of them. Fidel is forced to ult. Just keep him back here, but this is fine for TrikSlyr. They want ults to be used on the offensive team in a spot where they're not moving up. Impunity with a big ult, and here comes Vision. Good cleanup so far. Clearing out the ultimate of Rocket Raccoon. Trying to find another target. Ooh, big juke. Massive juke there from Woofles. And Woofles keeping the team completely topped off. Cloak and Dagger ultimate coming out. Loki does finally get deleted here, and so does Woofles. But man, if you're TrikSlyr, you are so happy with how this went. They even had a Rocket Raccoon, so they were running triple healer. And the multiple tanks. Just to make sure that they can keep respawning over and over. Now, 1.5 minutes is all Shroud X has. And here comes Avery teleporting in. We are starting to see more of this. 3 Vanguards and 3 supports as a way to just stabilize for a long portion of time. Loki really enables this as well, thanks to his primary attack. It provides heals and damage to the opposing team, so if he's able to hit the frontliners while also hitting the frontliners of the back of the other team at the same time, it gives double the value, right? Fight out with an ult. Impunity stepping up. The time is ticking. Another Loki clone being deleted. Portal to the top side here. They're going straight for the Fang. Fang does get deleted. Did Rocket have another respawn? Doesn't look like it. Avery going for a combo. Does hit Dongmin. He was able to shield himself, but he was isolated, so they find the pick. 30 seconds and counting. And Shroud X has no ultimates. They had to use their ults to get this far. They did switch over to Storm, which I do like. Storm has piercing damage, so she can be pretty good against tank compositions. Because she can hit multiple people at the same time, so she can burn up her ult really fast. And the cool part about her, too, as well, is that her ultimate is very good for clearing out healers, or at least forcing ultimates. Oh, but Doom gets picked off! There might not be a Storm ult. Oh, no! Techie XD is just holding right now. Rocket with the Amplifier. Vision trying to take him out, but Avery just jumps over. Gets in the high ground. Continues the shots. And now there's an Eye of Agamotto for Avery. He just needs to stun them outside of the ult point here. Brute coming up. Going for a pick here on Vision, but Vision's going to use the iframes on the Punisher to be able to go in the turret form to stop that. This turret is actually eating. Avery goes up. Vision counters with an ultimate himself, though. And with the lightning bolts coming in from Dune, it's just fine. And here's Dune with a tornado. He should be able to clean this up. Ooh, hang on, Luna Snow. He is going to be able to out-heal it, and with no damage to follow it up, they're going to have a hard time surviving through this. Techie XD trying to hold on. Nuck finally does get picked off. There goes Impunity as well. Dongman same time. And Shroud X is going down. 2-0 to Techie. That old bounce? Which one was it?
Game. The entire defensible game, excuse me. But that's crazy. Like they were running that triple the whole time, never swapped, stayed consistent.
I missed it.
They pulled. It was just a masterclass of that front defense, you know. And I think it's genius. I think it's
the Maggle bounced it. Oh, Cap did it. That's insane.
The strange, so they can't do that.
That's a really rare chance as well.
When you cannot guarantee the second touch, and that was just a showcase right there because Shroud X definitely making the right plays, and they were coming through. You can see the stat lines look great across the board. Punity maybe not getting as many finals, but still they played strong.
This is why stats don't matter.
Time was burned in the beginning there.
Oh, absolutely.
Stats don't matter.
The first team to kind of do that Doctor Strange banning.
He shot in the air. Let me see it.
Team Envy. I think Team Envy was doing it as well.
What the hell did you just link me?
Making sure they can't play that Doctor Strange. It is true. I think you bring up good points alongside
Jesus
the
Christ.
fact that like they have a really good Doctor Strange player. So, you know, it's sort of a two birds for one stone type of situation.
What'd you just give me?
Now, Techie, I mean,
Aiming can only get you so far. Big
right?
true,
Shroud X
Kung
looks
Fu.
to be like a team that's sort of kind of coming back.
That's kind of what I love about this game, though. I don't know how to do clips. I think you have to. You click the button, and then you have to confirm it's what you wanted to click, and then you give me that link. Ilachia! Thank you for the resubs! Stats matter when they're mine. You and JMCG both. If I would have showed that stat sheet to JMCG, he'd be like, yeah, Shroud X won. And I'm like, no, look at the top where it says, no, Shroud X won. I don't even know how to do a JMCG impression. Trick! I don't have to ward! Yes, I picked up Smokin'!
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think this
JMGCS. It's like
playing
your
well
emote,
together.
but it's
I think
mine.
It's just a product of Techie playing insane together. They just looked so good, and it's like every ult that was
JMCG does have an interesting voice now that I think about it. How do you emulate that?
Getting a pick, and it just kept happening.
I mean, how do you emulate that voice?
Now, I mean, add MVP, by the way, just played phenomenally on that Loki, just on every hero basically in general whenever he's on cloaks.
And I got a mute and look.
Love trash. No!
Trash!
Scram! This is hefty.
Hang on. I gotta hear his voice. Prime.
Up a fucking mountain in a blizzard.
I'm a mountain in a blizzard. Bah.
It's like a fucking dumbass. It's so funny.
Bah. I'm Jay. Your hatred of his Ryu helps spur you in Street Fighter 6 so? Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like he's in the room with you.
Ultimate's the final fight, just so consistent.
Dude, his Ryu pissed me off so much. But he did make me learn.
Also,
He
I have
did.
bad news for
He
any
made me
Shroudx
learn
fan. Unfortunately,
how to put
Shroudx
people
is
on the ground that
watching
kept going in the sky.
the series.
And I win a lot of matches because of it, to be honest.
When Shroud is not watching Shroudx, they win.
Gotta
So
hit
I
your
think it'd be
anti-airs, bro.
best, not to, listen, I love Shroud. I'm just saying, I'm not a superstitious guy, but if you're a Shroudx fan, it might be best if Shroud turns off the stream. Make sure you guys let him know to go somewhere else, go outside, stop watching, maybe just leave your computer.
I need to see his reaction here.
You can have your chat watch. But obviously, for Shroudx, I think he might be bad luck for his team, not to be too
True.
superstitious or anything. Much as I love Shroud.
True.
We'll see what happens with this team. Can they
Get off.
We've seen it done before.
Stop watching.
If we do it day, we'll see what happens with this team. I mean, this team can definitely do it.
It's so true.
Right now against that DXD Shroudx.
Every time he's watching, bro.
Have to come through in the next couple maps.
I
I
might have to take his words and go outside. Like, I might just have to let this autoplay and step away. Because, like, I'm telling you, I watch they lose. It happens all the time.
You're
Like, I
cursed.
don't know.
I warned him, chat. You saw me. You saw me, dude. I warned him. He even responded to me. No one ever listens to TrikSlyr. Is it because I'm old? When will people learn that I'm always right? I can't think of one time I've ever been wrong. Ever. Boo, boo, boo. Welcome to being old? Did someone say something? No! No! Listen to me! My social security code number is 2. You got the clip? Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see this clip. Let me see it. Let me see it. Avery just jumps over, gets in the high ground, continues the shots, and now there's an Eye of Agamotto for Avery. He just needs to stun them outside of the old point here. Brute coming up. Going for a pick here on Vision, but Vision's going to use the iframe. Oh my god, nice Captain America. You're right, Blur. This turret is actually eating. Yeah, so my eye was here. Brute coming up. So after this happened and this person didn't die, immediately when that happens, I'm looking up here to see if anyone died. So I missed that. Good vision, chat. That's crazy. Because I'm trying to figure out like who I need to look at in the next fight. On the Punisher to be able to go in the turret form. That's nutty. For a pick here on Vision, but Vision's gonna use the I wonder if the caster saw it. I suck, chat. I should stop commentating. I missed something. Well, now I'm just defeated. Time to log off, I guess. GG, everybody. By the way, when this match ends, chat, I will immediately go walking my puppies. Usually I can get a walk done while they're doing the interview and send out for the next game. And then I'll be back to commentate more. So if this is a 3-0, I'll be like, bye, chat. Go walk the puppies and I'll come back. Ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum. No 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 no. Oh my god, chat. Justin Wong is a god. What are all the games you've won a tourney for? Doesn't matter how small, flex the shit. I had a doc for this. Bro. Bro, he has won so many tournaments and so many games. Justin Wong is actually the GOAT. That's crazy. Wow. What a gamer, dude. You know what I won a tournament for, chat? I won the internal Blizzard Heroes of the Storm tournament. Don't at me. And then I was cringe. I said something stupid. They were like, how's it feel to win the money? And I was like, I'm really glad I got to play this internal tournament. I have to hold myself back, and I can't play in real tournaments outside of Blizzard because I'm a Blizzard employee. I chose the worst words to say. What I meant to say was it was nice to have a competitive environment to play in because you're not allowed to compete outside of Blizzard. So it's really cool that I get to like, experience my competition. But it was in our like clauses that we can't compete in video games anymore. And the person I looked at the moment I said that was fucking Dustin Browder. Like I said that, and then my eyes locked with Dustin Browder, and he just had this like pain on his face that I just like will always remember, dude. He was like, he just said that.
Typically not necessarily work the ban all the time, especially against Tech.
Yeah. I beat Trick in chess. You sure did.
It's a whole new story.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Techie XD, I think they have everything in their back pocket. And, you know, remember, Shiv, if we go back to, since we are going to domination, right, for this next, wait, everyone, it's 2. It's just kidding, not domination. I do
have a habit of putting my foot in my mouth.
A convergence, right? So that will be
part of my charm.
Convoy was the last one when we went to Morocco. So we're not almost there, and Shredex did beat Techie on that map. Now, you know, I'm having shades of the other day when Techie lost to Sentinels on a map like
I'm gonna predict, chat. Right? Who was gonna win this?
So
I'm gonna go with Techie. Ooh, maybe I go for Shroud-X. I'm gonna go Shroud-X. That's insane value. You can't say no to that. 2,200 on Shroud-X. They have to win one, truly.
Sort of shore up your defenses.
I think it definitely can. You know, it's all about the day, right? We talk about, you know, teams can study up, but it's still a matter of who shows up on this day. All these teams.
Oh, hang on, I should be casting this. And welcome to game number 3. Shroud-X taking on Techie XD. Techie XD up 2-0. And just looking flat out stronger than Shroud-X. What I'm looking for in these drafts are where are the Punisher bands, right? Where they belong, etc. We are going to the Hall of Jalaya. Jalaya. I'm not paid to know that word. Which is a convergence map. So we'll be able to figure out what exactly our teams are wanting to run and how they're going to fit. And Purity is already hovering the thing, and to be quite frank with you, I do like his Groot ults, but I don't think his Groot basic ability usage is that great. To be quite frank with you, like, Impunity is one of the few people on Shroud-X that I think needs to put in a little bit more work. He seems to be always lagging behind, and I don't know if that's because he is the sacrificial lamb on the team, which sometimes happens on some teams, right? Sometimes you have people that are just like, I'm okay dying, so you guys can be stronger, right? And it might be the case, but I do find him in situations where Shroud-X aren't doing well, usually getting cut out of position a lot, right? So I'm gonna keep an eye on him in this round and see how it goes. There is no Punisher ban on both sides, but Shroud-X has wisened up, and they have banned out Loki. Loki has been a massive plague. In fact, so much over in EMEA, Loki is banned all the time. If you get a Loki, it's considered a fumble over in that region. And it looks like America is slowly but surely getting up to that thought process as well. Now, with the Loki ban coming out, we are going to be getting one of the other favorite compositions that so many love to see. And that's going to be your triple support composition featuring your boy, Ultron. Ultron is wonderful when you have a flanker on your team. Usually you want like a flanker, so it can either be Hulk, Psylocke, Captain America, or you want flyers, Storm and Torch. Most likely going to be Torch in that scenario. He's just good at like, hey, here's some healing, go do your thing, and you don't have to like keep an eye on them. You're able to bring in consistent damage. It's nice that he can divide his attention thanks to his robot drone just healing, right? So that is going to be something that Mr. Shroud-X and crew are going to have to deal with. And oh my gosh, Shroud-X right now only has 35% of people believing in them. It's wild how public perception changes quickly, huh? Techie going on a 2-0 right now. But hey, best of 5s, man. There's a reason why the term reverse sweep exists. Typically, if you can lock in and figure out 1 or 2 components that have been good for your team or your opponents and then make that adjustment, you can really slingshot your way back into winning. And I do think the ban on Loki is a great start for this. So on offense first, it will be Techie, once again, which is actually what we had last round as well. The person you're going to want to keep an eye on is Blur. He's going to try and use his Captain America to get people off the high ground, and then try to squeeze them into one area and then have his team converge. It's pretty much the common strategy for Captain America. And the other thing he wants to do here is he wants to take a bunch of health packs away from the opposing side. So you'll see him jump in, start putting damage on the supports, and then go from there. Ooh, TrikSlyr already finding a kill, though. Vision, who is being played, who is playing Ultron right now, was the first to go down. And remember, Vision is one of the aces here for ShroudX. So him going down is usually not a good sign. Portal going to be available here for Dongmin. Is he trying to proc it? He's trying to, but he's so late. And you saw his face, man. He didn't even look like it mattered. He's just on to the next one. No emotional reaction or anything. Techie just runs over ShroudX. This is a bad sign. That point usually isn't as easy to grab. And with that pick on Vision, it really became theirs. And ShroudX believes that, hey, this comp wasn't working, guys. They immediately get off of the Ultron and they turn into Namor and Psylocke instead. More comfort picks. And honestly, if you're in game number 3 and you're having a rough time, that might be a good call. Impunity also playing the Hulk as well, so we can start working with Doomed. So we'll see how that goes. For now, Avery shells down. Fidel with once again a beautiful ultimate from Invisible Woman. If you're looking for a support player and you're a professional player and ShroudX doesn't stay together, someone should be trying to grab Fidel. I'm not kidding. I think he is such a talented player. The talent really doesn't matter too much. Dongmin comes in for a combo, trying to lock down a target here on the back right. Magneto goes up into the sky. Ooh, will he get anything here? Nah, shields up. But ShroudX is starting to put up a bit more of a fight. Although the space control for Techie is too good here. Blur just runs it down the back line. Takes out Vision once again. Fidel is up next. Techie seems to have identified, if Vision dies, we can win. They have been focusing him like crazy this match. That is the 3rd time they have beeline straight for him the moment he uses his bubble, or any of his cooldowns that require him to live, right? Or allow him to live, excuse me. Point 2, under contest now for TrikSlyr. Dongmin is trying his hardest to hold this up. Here comes the Psylocke ult in the back line. Tap goes in. They will be able to take out Doomed on Psylocke, and they get Dongmin as well, as Dongmin was left to fend for himself due to his healers from the back up due to that ultimate. And Tap comes around the backside and just taps him in the back of the forehead. Oh no. Oh no, dude. Has ShroudX ran out of gas? That is probably the question that we need to be answering right now. They look defeated. Even in their like player cameras, dude. It's just like, well, this was fun, guys. See you in the next split. And honestly, the cool thing about Marvel Rivals is like it's never over, dude. Someone needs to get on comms and they need to be like, hey, get your shit together. It's time to game, bruh. Then they need to lean in, touch their nipples with the monitors, and get going. Because right now, Techie's nipples are there. They are perked and ready to game. Techie steps up, begins the aggression on the side. Namor with a little bit of a heads up thanks to his tentacles, getting a shot there. Avery able to pop his ultimate and starts backing away. Nuck leads the entire team forward, goes straight into assassin mode here with Cloak and Dagger, trying to find a target. Solid damage so far, but he is about to lose out on there. Agamotto going down here from Dongmin, but he gets pushed away from the fight. He's getting low on HP. He's needing help from anybody on his team, and no one is there. They're all pushed away due to Blur diving. Dongmin back in 2 seconds. Payload still hasn't gotten to the front wall there. Ooh, hang on. Big ultimate comes out, but there's Fidel being a god again. Fidel nails a perfect ultimate, which will keep his team in this. Whale comes out. It connects in the back line. Does get a stun on Woofles, but there's no major follow-up in Woofles, right? So he's going to be able to pop up and get back to healing. No problem. Oh, hang on. Blur went a little too far. There's a pick. There's something. There's something, ShroudX. There's a couple more. Okay, so they get 4, but there's still 3 minutes on the clock. But a great start. And they can play aggressive here on this wall. Is Dongman okay? Why is his eyes closed? Okay, I think it was camera. I was like, did he just close his eyes and stand still? What the hell? He's so locked in, he's resting his eyeballs so he can stay open when they get in the next fight. What a madman. Techie is back here. Moving in for another push. Shroud has a couple of ultimates that can slow this down. Techie already got an Ultron ultimate built up. It builds so quickly. It's a great way to keep Captain America alive when he dives in. Here comes Avery around the corner. Cloak and Dagger answers it. Ooh, Ultron actually gets picked out of the sky. Nice shots. I'm assuming that was Vision. He's usually on anti-air duty for Shroud X. Cloak and Dagger ultimate is about to expire, so we're going to go ahead and pull on back. 2 minutes and their defense are looking pretty sound. Now, Tap has an ultimate, so he's actually starting to shark around the left side here. Blur cleared it out for him already with Captain America. And Tap is probably looking for an angle. Yeah, Hulk was watching it. I just heard Impunity get a punch on it. There's Tap with the ultimate, but they had a heads up. Good call out by Impunity. He even came back and got the Gamma Shield too. Root goes up. He's looking for a healer. Iframe comes out. They're going to take Vision's Tentacle out, but not a big deal. Impunity able to go to the back line and with a full health bar can start to distract the opposing team. Dude, he just got chunked down there so fast, though. Oh my gosh. Mantis buff goes hard, doesn't it? Doom with the reverse dance of the butterflies. Doesn't find too much. Was able to pop a couple of abilities, though, for healing. And here goes Blur. He wants to go to the back line. He goes for Nuck, but Fidel, once again, being Fidel, is able to bring up a massive invisible barrier, and that will allow Vision to drop down the whale and get 2. Avery has now been picked off, as well as AAD. Great defense so far. Shroud X has been able to hold for now. They are down to 44 seconds, so they got to hold for 45 more seconds and potentially 1 overtime. Now what they want to do is farm up and not die. Those are the 2 highest priorities. Get an ultimate, don't die. Dongmin already helping on this front line. Captain America able to find Impunity in the top left, but Hulk was able to bully him off. Nuck is the one with the ultimate. The moment Nuck pulls the ult, that's when it's been called by Shroud X to go. 4 ultimates here for Techie XD. Here goes Nuck. Nuck is about to get hit by Magneto, but he survives just barely. But Shroud X has no ultimates. They have to back away. They have to give up a little space. They just have to. Here comes Tap with an ultimate. Gamma Shield comes out from Hulk. They do find one pick. Who is it? It's Vision. Namor is down. Their main DPSer. Nuck is also down as well. Doom trying to fight, but Tap and Hulk are able to get stuck into a corner here while Brute leads the charge. And Techie XD easily grabs 3 points, putting them in a commanding lead and setting themselves up to get a solid 3-0 here.
2, 3. Time to switch things up, including which side you're
The deck is currently stacked against Shroud X. It's like they're at a casino right now playing blackjack. Not that I've been watching a lot of blackjack videos lately, okay? I just really like BJ. What do you want from me? Stop judging me. It's fun to watch. Shroud X, however, needs to get 3-0 on Techie XD and then somehow pull out the win in overtime. That's their only route here to staying alive in the tournament. Looking over to their characters, Nuck has switched over from Cloak and Dagger over to Mantis. And they believe a similar composition to what they just saw from Techie could be good for them. Ooh, Adam Warlock too? No way. They're going 4 healers? They're going Mantis, Cloak and Dagger, Ultron, and Adam Warlock. They are going to try to sustain and keep tempo up against Techie XD. That's the plan here. Now, they do have 3 healers that are pretty solid at dealing with flyers. Mantis, Ultron, and Adam Warlock have pretty fast attacks that can knock a flyer out of the air. So the goal here is to get Ultron down and then try to overrun with just pure healing numbers. Can they do it? Okay, they change over to Doomed real quick. All right, they didn't do it. I was like, man, that would have been such a way to go out in the tournament. We're going to go ahead and go for the Moon Knight composition. Slash Hela, actually, which is the last second. They're trying to find a pick. They actually lose? Hela? Excuse me? Did Techie XD turn around and shoot Hela? That's crazy. And kind of unlucky. Shroud X was trying to get a pick, and instead they got picked. They do get through the point here. They're all set up on the back right end. Blur goes in and delivers a couple of punches, but can't stay there too long. Now, Doom playing the Star-Lord is going to give them that res, thanks to Adam Warlock here. And they decided to go ahead and commit to the 3 supports with Star-Lord. Fidel already with an ultimate. Lays it down. They're going for the back line. Can they find one here? They find one. Potentially a second. Doom going straight for Ultron. Dude, it's so hard for Ultron to deal with that. When you're playing Ultron and Star-Lord runs at you, you have this long primary attack that requires you to have perfect aim, and you just have Star-Lord buzzing around you like a mosquito. And Shroud-X is banking on that. They find multiple kills. Tap does come in to try and delay it. A portal does come out, but I fear it might be all for naught. At this point, they're just trying to waste time. TrikSlyr XD decides, all right, we're done. We wasted a decent amount of time, but there's still 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Let's just set up for point number 2. Interesting, they're still staying on Ultron. I wonder if they want to try and use one ultimate and then switch off. Because they don't really have a great tool for taking Doomed out of the sky here, right? Speaking of Doom, grabs the high ground, pops legendary. He's trying to go for healers. Luna Snow's gonna pop her ultimate and start moving forward. Doom pulls back. Impunity will pop his ultimate and just kind of run it down here a little bit. Trying to push them back. And right when the Luna Snow ult dissipates, they want to try and be in a spot where all of Techie are together and Shroud-X can jump on top of them, but they don't allow it to happen. Great tug of war between the two on ults. But Blur, Symbol's back! Dongmun comes in, and this is what Dongmun does so well, man. He's so good at getting under the covers of somebody else's ultimate and then finding a spot when you're forgetting about him. Because, like, Doctor Strange, like, he's always strong, but there's, like, moments where it's like, all right, he's just kind of sitting there doing his thing. And Dongmun was able to help come in and find one pick. Techie XD has been pushed back to their point. Dongmun has some HP, but Cloak and Dagger's going to have him healed up, no problem. Fidel grabbing the corner here. Magneto goes out and finds a snipe. Who was that on? That was on Nuck. But he should be able to come back. He's Mantis. He's got the respawn. Avery trying to find their own picks. Vision does go down too, but Vision is going to have his own respawn. And remember, he does have the Adam Warlock res. I don't know if he intends to use it here. He does use it here. Bringing back Nuck at the last second. On the high ground too. Great positioning by him. Doom behind here is going to be able to drop the ultimate. Here comes another Dongmun combination. They go straight in for it, trying to get on top of this Mantis. And they just can't break through. The Luna Snow ult is too powerful at this moment. And Shroud-X, burning ultimates and multiple respawns, find themselves in a rough scenario. They do have 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and they are close, to be fair. But Techie XD has them under full control and is now fully set up. Look at this. They have 3 in the top middle. They have Tap on the top right. You can drop down on support if they don't see him. A switch up for Shroud-X, by the way. They're actually going to get off Mantis, and they go straight into Hulk and Gamma Ray Namor again. And back to the Ultron. So now looking for any more respawns. Instead, just going to try and muscle through here with damage. Techie sees the change here. And Tap is already back and behind them. Look at this. He's trying to jump in, but Dongmun was able to actually just wait him from doing that. Not the best ult from Avery. But he does force out the ultimate from Fidel. Nuck is the only one with an ultimate after this. Doomed is close to farming his. There it is. They try to run forward. They're using that movement speed to try and get on top of a support here. Can they get to one? They're trying. Brute comes in with a combo. Not able to land on a target, though. And they find Woofles. Okay, so Luna Snow is officially down. They can get back here and deal with the Captain America and the Psylocke. They should be able to go for the win. Captain America is going to pop the ultimate, but gets focused down. He does get a decent amount of shields, but when you have 6 people looking at you, you're not going to have enough shields. Dongmun goes for a portal block, which I don't think was needed. I think he could have used that for later on. Ooh, I wonder if that'll come back to bite them in the butt. The problem with it, too, is them using it means he can't use the portal for a reinforcement later on. So if they get into a standstill overtime, they're going to lose. It's a 3-minute cooldown. Technically, they can get it again, because they did it at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So if they're able to stay on overtime for 20 more seconds and then have the perfect death from the Doctor Strange, they can portal afterwards. But it is something to note. Psylocke. Shields come out. Pretty well handled by Shroud X. They have 4 ultimates. Doom is getting kind of low on HP. Okay, he gets stabilized there. That's good. Shroud X is slowly walking forward. They do have a lot of ultimates. You see how Dongmin gets in the face of people that are flyers? I love it. I love it so much. Ultron popped the ultimate, and he was like, nah, bruh. Not today, Satan. Which, to be fair, I think Ultron is very Satan-like, just for the record. Blur taking a hit. There is a Psylocke to the left. You can actually hear the footsteps on Dogman's point of view. Captain America leads it. Nuck pulls the ultimate. Just to stay alive, giving shields to the entire team, trying to run down a target in the back line. Don't really find anybody. But Dongman's doing a great job of holding this front line. Wolfels pops the ultimate, and so does Brute. They go for a pick, and they do find one. It's going to be on top of Vision. Ooh, massive ultimate coming out here from Dogman, but there just isn't any damage. 40 seconds of counting. Impunity is trying to leave. He can't afford to get picked off here. He keeps bouncing. There it is. 30 seconds. Shroud X will have one more push.
Down to 30 seconds.
Deep breath, man. This is Shroud X's tournament life. Tap is on set for a flank, but Tap does not have an ultimate. Avery will have one relatively soon here. 15 seconds of counting. Team is slowly moving forward. Where's the Hulk at? Avery trying to get some shots here on the back right. Vision stays alive. Overtime, is it hit? It was hit. The Hulk went in there. He was able to grab it. But now the rest of the team has to get over there. Overtime is connecting. Vision's trying to win this 1v1 while moving towards team. Whale comes down. It connects. Avery is down, and so is Impunity. Impunity can reinforce pretty quickly, but Avery has a defender's advantage. Tap playing the right side. Dongman with the ultimate. He's trying to pressure out this Doctor Strange as quickly as he can. He has an ultimate if he wants to jump in. Techie XD does pull back. They're waiting for all 6 to pop up. Dongman's so close. Avery gets picked. Brute gets picked. And oh my gosh, somehow, some way, they make it into overtime. So each team in overtime will have 1 minute. And at this point, 1 minute basically means one pick can get you the win. What a crazy push by them. Shout out to Impunity, by the way. I was talking about him a little bit earlier and how he can be on the weaker side, or at least it appears that way. A couple of great clutch moments that game. And he was also the one that got the overtime for the team. Nice sneaky Hulk gameplay. It did come at the cost of his life, but he did it for his team. It does appear that Techie will be on the aggressive side here. So this is good news for Shroud X. Whenever you're the team that needs to win, you want to know all the variables, right? And they're going to know these variables. Because Techie will do the first push. So you need to figure out how far Techie can get. And then Shroud X needs to develop a plan and a strategy to get as far. Ideally, you don't want to let them get anything on this point. But, you know, ideally is kind of hard in PvP, right? You're fighting other humans. They have brains, they have ideas, they have ideas. As Adam Savage says, it's not about you all the time. Except for you. It's about you. You know who you are. Person listening. You're the main character. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Here we go. Techie moving out. 3 healer is going to be the composition once again. Ultron leading the charge. He should have his ultimate first. Ultron farms so quickly. Avery begins the shots. Impunity is trying to watch the left side. He's basically on a one-on-one against Blur. I'm looking at the ultimates right now. Who is farming the fastest? Blur goes down. Blur has gone down. They have lost their Captain America. 15 seconds, and they need to move in. And Captain America is usually the one that can get on the point. He's the fast one. So now Tap has to do it, the Psylocke. 8 seconds of counting. 5, 4, they got a touch. 2, they move in. Overtime connected. Dongman throwing down a portal. Trying to play around here. He put up like a little bit of a cover, right? Impressive, actually. Blur here with a portal too. Oh, Blur's the one that put that portal down. I'm smoking crack. Impunity goes down on the Hulk. So does Doom next. Nuck has an ultimate. This is huge. Nuck steps up. Trying to play defense. Techie is here with a couple of ults being used. Magneto and Avery. Great iframe coming out of Cloak and Dagger. She will survive, but Techie finds 2 kills. Eye of Agamotto coming out. It's Dongman once again. Boom, he finds a pick. He's looking for more, but he's losing teammates by the second. Nuck trying to provide the heals, but Silent comes in and takes him out. So overtime is going to be committed here for Techie XD. Shroud X now just has to get this yellow overtime bar to regress. As long as somebody on Techie XD is standing on the payload, they will constantly keep moving forward. That time gets lower and lower. Portal on the backside. Dongman coming in. Impunity leading the charge. No major ultimates except for Vision here with the Whale. And the Whale does cover the payload. If you can hit that Whale on top of it, you can be quite devastating. Blur's trying to play around these angles, trying to take as minimal damage as possible. A complete firefight is broken out in this trench. Massive ult coming in from Tap. They go for the back line. The heals are coming in. Not a big deal. Doomed has an ultimate for Shroud X. Vision's chasing. Eye of Agamotto coming in. He's able to bubble it. Shield's coming forward. Blur unable to find the Eye of Agamotto. Magneto up in the sky coming in for a bop. Avery does get stunned out, but he's just fine. Doom did go down for Shroud X. Nuck with the Cloak and Dagger ultimate, and so is Impunity. So they do have a solid amount of healing. Whale comes out and taps 2. It's going to be a Wolfles and an AAD. The healers are down for Techie. Avery's alive here, but he only has sustained healing. He doesn't really have burst healing. He has to have an ultimate for that. And we have it figured out for Shroud X. 1 whole objective point, and about what, 20 meters is what Shroud X has to beat in 1 minute. A match for the ages, guys. This is where it gets intense. This is esports, man. Where people have to put it all on the line. What will Shroud X intend to play here to make it work? The respawn composition takes a bit too long to farm your ultimates. So I'm inclined to believe they're going to play the Ultron Cup again, with Vision once again on Namor. Vision back on Namor. Impunity on Hulk. Nuck had Cloak and Dagger last time. Will they do it? Yes, they will. So same exact composition they used to score the first time. For Techie XD, Captain America, Magneto, yeah, same build all the way across. So the biggest disparity is that AAD is not on Cloak and Dagger. Instead, they are on Mantis.
A lot has changed since the Defenders' days, Doc. Indeed.
Take a deep breath, guys. As my chat says from Crypto Gear, if you had one shot, one opportunity, what type of dish would you make?
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3,
Dad's ravioli.
1.
Tuna sandwich. Shroud X leaning forward. $70,000 on the line for first place in this tournament. $250,000 all combined together, and they'll only get a small slice of the pie here if they can't win. Dongman confidently leads the charge. He steps up. Avery here parking from afar, as Ultron does. Teams are trying their best to get damage in while minimizing damage. Blur goes for the high ground, and Impunity jumps in behind. He will get slapped, but he's just fine. Dongman manages to push out the entire tank there. Look at that. Techie had to pull back. Progress is continuing to grow. Huge heals coming in from Cloak and Dagger. Tap goes for the high ground here, trying to keep an eye on anyone that they can get a pick on. Blur will be deleted. Great turnaround focus here for Shroud X. It's a 65 at the moment. Overtime connects in 2 seconds. No ultimates available yet. Finally, Doom gets the ultimate, and so does Avery. Techie XD elects to hold on to their ultimates. They're waiting for others. And Punity moving forward. That little yellow progress bar at the top, that's how far Techie XD has to stop Shroud X if they want to win here. Shroud X slowly creeping forward. Avery pops the ultimate. Going for the back line. Iframe comes out. Perfectly done there by Nuck. Nuck has an ultimate after this to lead the team, if they would like to get forward. Here comes the Eye of Motto. It goes for Dongmin. He doesn't connect it for once in this tournament. However, Vision does. Connects with Avery. Brew also gets picked off in the middle of the sky. Great whale there from Vision. May have been an MVP whale. Ultimate comes out, but Fidel does what Fidel does. We talk about it every single time. Lands a perfect ultimate when it's needed to save the team. Aver trying to come forward here with an ultimate. Also trying to teleport as well. The teleport does come down, but Blur's already been cleaned up. Shroud X is so close they can take it. They just need to make sure they don't screw it up. Doctor Strange comes through the portal. One more as well. The payload is moving forward, and Shroud X is slowed down by Wolverine. He's trying to hold. Is it enough? It is. Shroud X are able to stay in the tournament here as they get their win, and my puppies are going to have a delayed walk. They're going to be so mad at me. Shoo! Give me my dingles, chat. Give me my points.
Losing perpetually, and in the biggest tournaments, right? They're such a good team, but every single time when it matters most, they lose. And it's the same thing for Techie, man. Is there 2 white whales? Is that what's going on? Is there 2 Moby Dicks? Like, what the hell? Techie XD is a team that it feels like when they're about to win, they just lose grasp. They need to refocus for the next map if they want to close out versus a good team like SDX.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. I just want good games. And yes, this is a good game. We talk about the only issue with Shroud X, a ton of talent, being they need to clutch up in those moments. And we know Techie's got what it takes. They are such a strong team. I have no doubt that they're going to make this next.
I got points, right?
Super.
Look at my payout, chat. 6,000 dingles.
Dream of getting to the land.
Shoo.
Wow, these plays were so back and forth. This is one of the most intense matches of Marvel Rivals I have.
Not too shabby.
Final point, but that early pick was everything. And Vision finding that value early every time, especially in OT, was massive.
Absolutely. I mean, it was such an incredible game on both sides. And then towards the end, I mean, Vision just came through in that clutch, right, with the whale. His own teammate talks about how good he is on Namor. Definitely deserves the praise. Because, I mean, Vision just connected with that whale, found the pick as well with the squids. And this is what I was talking about. It actually, it sort of it alleviates some of the pressure when, you know, you do get those equipment squids. Like you said, Shib, you get the gamma squids, you get the regular squids, and it does take off a lot of that pressure of having to aim, right? You just have to hit a right click, and then, oh my God, those squids are just doing so much damage. So, you know, it was hard for Tap to stay alive.
That was an intense game.
For the opposite side, for Avery to get a lot going.
It was really intense. Shroud actually won, yeah.
Doomed, go a little bit too far.
Barely.
But he saved that shift, got back to his team on Ultron, let Visions kind of do a lot of that dirty work, and, I mean, an MVP by Dongmin for sure had a huge eye of Agamotto as well.
Yeah, if you doubted Dongmin with this lock of Strange, hopefully this proves you wrong. Really well done with 11 finals. Big Eye of Agamotto, the combination there with the whale. You're freezing them, you're sending their soul out, and you're putting your Moby Dick on them just to eat both sides, and it just worked a ton, especially in OT. Any pick is value, and they managed to shut down Techie XD in that fight, and that was everything. At that point, it was just a stagger fest just to see if they could retake, but there was just no shot. When you're up that kind of numbers and you're forced to slowly trickle through that portal, there is just no way to bounce back. Oh my goodness, what a game.
What a game indeed. Shout out Nikki Jakey for one of the best songs of all time. Best rap songs in my opinion. Sorry, Jakey. Moby Dick, shout out. I got to shout out that song. I like it so much. But anyways, what a series it's been. I mean, Techie, I mean, it happened again, man. Losing when it mattered most. Same thing. Shroud X were able to clutch up. It's down to the wire now. I mean, you could get reverse swept. We saw it happen before with Envy and FlyQuest, and it could very well happen again today.
Dude, I am sweating.
That's why best of fives are so important, chat.
I have AC running right next to me. I am so invested in these games. I love seeing it tight like this. What a bounce back. Is the
best of fives bring out the best.
We'll see as we start
stamina, you can figure out what your opponent's doing, make the adjustments.
It is going to be domination, I believe, as now we've finished all three. So we'll cycle back around. You know, it could be anyone's game.
Could be anyone's game for sure. We'll have to see what map is chosen. I mean, Techie has to go back to the drawing board, see where they played best. And, I mean, they could really play anywhere. I think a lot of these maps they've played solid on. Shrodex usually does win on domination, and maybe they could utilize some of that advantage that they finally could get some momentum moving back forward. But we'll see, man. I mean, Shrodex are potentially could do it, right? And this is definitely the series you want to tell your friends about. You talked about how an incredible series this has been. I think it's incredibly intense, I imagine, for the viewers, for you guys watching at home. This has got to be definitely one of the most intense games of Marvel Rivals esports you have ever seen. So just imagine what it's like to be a player in this case. For Shrodex and Techie, they're both sweating probably for sure. Make sure you guys are staying tuned into the stream, getting those Twitch drops on Magic. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short break.
Boo 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 boo. Dude, I think we'll be here all night, chat. I'm surprised Robbie hasn't come up to yell at me yet. He's pretty quick to like, hey bro, it's time to go for a walk. Oh, new prediction from Def Danny. Let's go. Let's go.
Do you remember who you really are? Show me that you are still the only one for me. I'll be waiting for you. Blink out, open your eyes, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rifts winters again, we are rivals till the end. Rise up, open your minds, hold on to your powers. No one can stop us. We are rivals till the end of time.
We are rivals till the end of time.
We will fight, reaching across time and space. 'Cause you are my destiny to the end. See the dawn, the flames burning brightly, shining on those memories. And yes, across all time I see you turning the tides. And do you see now, our time, our turn, we can still fight like the wind and fire. And wonder no more, that now is the only time your heart is mine.
I'm sweaty, chat. Wait, how hot is it in here? It's 85 degrees in my room, chat. Oh my god. 85? What's the point of living, dude? There's 100K on Shroud? Oh my god. 100,000 dingles on Shroud? The commitment, the belief. I need to see the draft first. Reverse sweep coming? It could. It's very possible.
ShroudX took a map back, and we have a series on our hands, folks.
Absolutely, an insane series ship, and man, 2-1. We've said a lot in this series, and I don't know what else needs to be said besides getting game. You know what I mean? Like, we just gotta get casters, get the game going. Let's get in there because, man, I just want to see this next one. I mean, it's literal cinema right now, and you got to tune in if you have friends interested in this game. Maybe you want to check out Marvel Rivals for the first time, haven't seen a hero shooter just yet. now is their opportunity to watch the esports scene at its peak for sure in terms of intensity, right? I think we've seen an incredible set of games so far. I mean, day one was also cinema. Every day has been awesome in these playoffs in North America. Make sure you guys are tuning in to watch Cozy and Vicky alongside
cinema.
As well as everybody behind the scenes. So many people have done a great job, as well as the co-streamers. So shout out those guys, because right now, I mean,
I'm a co-streamer.
Head into map 4 for an incredible banger of a series between ShroudX and TechieXD.
That's me. Co-streamer.
Yeah, I'm with you. You talk about just the adrenaline.
That's me.
Get in there and play. I'm with you. My adrenaline's pumping, and I'm just watching. I can't imagine the comms in these rooms.
We did it.
Teams. You know, a lot of them maybe not linked up there for a boot camp, but over.
All right, let's check out the draft here first before I do my prediction.
So exciting here. ShroudX going to try to move with that momentum. The reverse sweep is on the table. But
hey, it's Simply. He's a cool dude.
Allowing Ultron through on both sides, but it's seemingly, you know, it's difficult to match them up together in terms of what Ultron got more value. But it was a very,
all right.
Very much
before I predict,
damage boost.
Let's see here.
Could be a factor, as we said with that mag ban.
I need to see if there's going to be a Namor or a Hulk ban. I actually wouldn't mind a Hulk ban for Techie. I think it'd be quite brilliant. It would hamper the Namor.
I'm curious to see what they do.
And then it would also hamper the Hulk, right? It would put impunity back on Groot.
And I think you got to kind of stick with that, honestly, because
I think a Hulk ban would low-key be like legitimately great here.
That Namor stuff yet again.
Let's see.
Or even ban it out. Like, it just force ShroudX to play something else besides that Namor composition. Because
nah, just ban Hulk. You don't want ShroudX to be on Punisher. It's too hard to handle.
We'll see what Techie does. I think, you know, they did deal with it well when they had that Bucky. But regardless, it is really good on this map.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I'm wondering.
Magneto protection
hasn't been chosen yet, as it is so common. You know, they're willing to run anything, and that ShroudX is one of those teams that they have so much in terms of their roster, in terms of what they can pull out, and down goes that Luna, like you mentioned, happening there. But still going to be Hulk and Namor available. They are going to have.
I'm going to.
So far, as we get into the final ban here from ShroudX, so. You know, I think the bands have definitely changed, and I think ShroudX has found a.
What are we, domination?
No, Techie always.
I'm gonna go for
and they play around
Techie. I'm doing it.
He's aggressive, Vanguard.
All in, bro.
And honestly, these strategists that
hey, let me vote.
Just looking really good out there. Such a solid
$6,000
really stepping it up in
on Techie. I'm going for him.
Allowing that Psylocke to be played again on tap side.
$6,000 million. Take it. Did you take it?
You know, go back to that Bucky stuff.
So I can go back to casting.
Like Bucky was shutting down the Hulk. A lot of the value Impunity was finding was
Did it take it?
It does.
Bruh. Take my dingles. Let me take it. Oh my god. I can't predict, chat. 6,000 voted. Nice. Okay. Cast time. Is the draft API on the tourney servers? I'm pretty sure it's on the tourney servers. What's up, Eli? Over on the YouTube channel. We're getting ready for the 4th match. ShroudX is just clinging to life right now. Like how my toes cling to the edge of my flippers when I'm walking in summer. Because I have big feet.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go, chat.
All you need to do is capture the mission.
ShroudX opens immediately with a portal.
We may have to ally with one dude temporarily to defeat the other.
They are running the Star-Lord composition once again, putting it on the line with Rez's. They jump for the high ground. Whole team is up there. So ShroudX is pretty clear that their goal on domination maps is to get the first control. They always rush towards it when they have the chance. TechieX is actually doing a really good job of setting up a flank. You saw Venom swing around to the back right with tap. And this puts a lot of pressure on ShroudX. If your comms get messy, you put yourself in a scenario where you get picked off. But so far, ShroudX is holding pretty well. And that is one thing that their composition does do well, is it sustains pretty nicely. Ooh, Dominic getting kind of low, though. There we go. He backs away. Doom going in, going for a pick. They find the Ultron. Love that. So that's pretty much the strategy of this composition, right? You put yourself in a scenario where you get the first objective point. You sustain until you get an ultimate, and then you just run it down with Star-Lord and make sure that ultimate is hitting Star-Lord. And then you find a target. And the target they chose was Avery. And Ultron can't heal himself, right? So he can kind of dash away, and that's when you pop your E after he dashes and you just get the kill. He can't do anything except rely on his team. Techie XD making their way out. Ooh, Star-Lord time. Magneto's gonna be able to slow that down for a little bit. But a Magneto ultimate being used for a Star-Lord is great for the supports. Fidel's gonna be so happy with that. Because now he can be pretty liberal with his Cloak and Dagger ultimate. Venom dives in, eats a decent amount of that damage. Dongmin did get picked, but Vision's gonna go ahead and respawn them. 1, 2, ooh, he was underneath. Great spawn point. No one's gonna be down there ever. I forgot about those hallways, to be honest. I like the attempt. He was trying to bounce it off the wall there, which would splash damage onto Avery, but Avery just had great spacing. I don't blame Impunity for that one. That was a good attempt. Dude, Blur is about to pounce. Meow. 76% here for Shroud Aux. They're holding on pretty well. Dongmin stepping up, going for the Eye of Agamotto. Finds a little bit of CC, but no pickoffs. Brute eating the Magneto damage. Nice job, dude. He was eating the Star-Lord shots there, and then he used it to take out Vision. Vision's gonna be able to respawn here. Doom continuing with the dancing around. I think Vision got picked again. Yeah, he sure did. Avery pops his ultimate here, and look at this. They just start to clean up. So Techie XD, once again, in domination, loses the first point to Shroud X, and now they're in a spot where they have to have a miraculous comeback. Man, these boys love coming back. They're all about it, dude. I really wanted to make sure when I was saying comeback, I didn't stutter at all. So Shroud X to fight back. We do know that Vision lost the res on Adam Warlock. And I do like this adjustment. Shroud X decides, all right, whenever we lose the Adam advantage and we also put ourselves in a scenario where we use the ultimate already, I'm just going to switch straight over to Namor. This is a good trade-off because we lose all on the res from Adam Warlock, so therefore I'm a little bit unsafe. And then we get more damage in exchange. Ooh, great positioning there by Tap. Gets on top of the pillars there, gets a little bit of damage on top of that Venom that was diving in. Basically get through that entire ultimate. Look how quickly people turn around on Venom when they dive in. Overtime is connecting. Techie XD in a position where they have to make sure that Shroud X does not pull off this W because they are in full control of the objective. They have two healer ultimates here. They're trying to find a pick until they go that route. Whale available for Vision. His whales have been on point. Here comes a whale. Comes swinging out. It hits Woofies. Mantis able to save them though, thanks to the ultimate. Overtime getting low, but Tap came in from behind. Nice job by Tap with the heads-up play. And Tap is just tapping heads right now. Bop, 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 bop. Full ninja. And they grab the objective, but they still have a total of 46% to go as that number slowly ticks up. Any changes for Shroud X? I'm looking over here. Dongmin, Vision, Impunity still on, no longer on. Magneto. Going Hulk here to make sure Vision gets more damage. Portal on through. There is one healer ult in the form of Doomed. But Avery is ready to answer back on this. Already clearing out these tentacles. Ensuring his team can live. Tap comes in with a Psylocke ultimate and they go straight for the back line. Techie may have done this. They may have pulled round number one. It's kind of interesting how they're using Ultron ultimate. They're just using it kind of similar to a Storm ult, right? Just not as big splash damage. but they clear out, force a couple of big abilities, and they clear out all the tentacles or all the Loki clones with it, right? There's no Loki clones here, but like that's what you use a Storm Ult for. It's just getting rid of all the extra health bars, all the, what I call trash, you know? Techie in position here for the overtime. Fidel is going to buy some time here, being the god support that he is with his ultimate, but it's only a total of, what, 8 seconds? Trying to live. Goes for the iframe, tries to sneak out. Wants to provide heals for his team, puts the bubble down, tries to kite a word, but immediately Techie just bounces like Mufasa, Rar. And they take him out pretty easily, so they go up 1-0. Man, it is impressive how many times this story happens. Shroud X constantly rushes towards the objective, gets a point in their favor, get it to 99%, and they just can't close, you know? They're like a 7-Eleven. They just can't close, dude. They're always open. And Techie XD, on the other hand, they're a mom and pop pizza store. They close at 7 p.m. when they're out of dough ingredients, you know what I'm saying? They get it done. Let's see if that trend continues. Techie just needs one more win, and they will move forward in this bracket. And then I can go walk my puppies. Which, they have not bothered me yet, which is surprising. Usually Robbie would come up here and be like, hey, it's walk time, bruh. What are you doing? Also, I'm hungry. Again. And then I say, it's not dinner time. It's not at 8 p.m. And we do this every night. It's my favorite part of the day. Here we go. Shroud X, once again, back against the wall. Shoulder blades protruding into the wall. Probably drywall. They don't make many wooden houses anymore. High ground being grabbed. Tap comes around the corner. Sniped out by Infinity, but Tap, as long as he's smart, can get away from that fight without too many issues. Dongmin runs forward. Starts to grab the objective. Techie backs up again. They don't mind giving it up. Venom jumps in. He can buy a lot of this HP. And remember, he has an ultimate relatively soon here, which will also give him shields. Dongmin goes for an ultimate. Can he find a support? He does. He takes more than a support. He gets Woofles. He gets AAD. He gets Avery. That's 4 down. Easy setup here for Shroud X. Tap tried to slow it down, but didn't really do too much there. So Techie will spawn here. It's a matter of getting through this choke. Shroud X loves to play aggressive in this room. If they have ultimates, they'll just get in there and surprise their opponents. Typically, you wait for them to come through this choke, but Shroud X will literally just walk in there, especially if they have Agamotto, which they don't have right now. It's at 40%. Here comes the Doom ultimate. Mantis just stops it in its tracks with the heals, and that actually allows for the team to push forward. So they're waiting for Doom to finish off his ultimate, and then they want to take over the objective. Fidel's gonna pop the Cloak and Dagger ultimate. They do lose vision, but he has 1 respawn. Brute has been lost to the Abyss, but with the Woofle's ultimate, they should be able to buy some time here. Tap comes in the back line. They're trying to find another pick on vision here. They do get Nuck, but Nuck's able to respawn too. So the respawns are both down now for Shroud X. I need to look at those cooldowns because they're pretty important. Did Brute just cancel his ult? I think he did, and then he went Magneto. He was gonna portal in, but they decided against it. And if you cancel it, it goes on full cooldown. You don't get it back. So that's down for 3 minutes. That might be pretty huge. Yeah, he probably wanted to portal in, but the moment that they realized they couldn't take the point, they just went straight to Magneto. And so far, that was a good idea. Doomed has lost their respawn now. So all they have to do is get rid of Vision and his Adam Warlock ult. So that seems like that's been the goal every single time. It's just pick every respawn and then force the Vision ult and then try to take the point. But this time it was slower than it's been in the past. They do grab overtime. Doom is up in the air. Tap has already been picked off. So is Woofles. Okay, that's it. That's over. Shroud X manages to take the point and hold it for the entire duration. They have broken the trend. So we are going to another potential last map. Shroud X, man, they're like a cockroach. Against the wall, but you turn on the light, they scatter, and they survive. Techie XD, this is getting grueling, by the way. Like, there is an element of, like, when you're ahead, and you have all the momentum, and you just can't win the series, right? You keep going to the final moment, the final second, into overtime. You start to think about your little mistakes. They start to really mentally stack. And when you're the team that's behind and you're coming back, there's actually like a cleansing effect that's happening, right? Your brain's like, okay, we can do this. You start getting motivated. I really hope Techie XD are talking about these games. They're saying, hey guys, we got this. They're talking it through. Ultimately, what it comes down to is like, this is a spirit of competition. And those that are more sound-minded are most likely going to pull out the W over a team that is starting to feel the struggle bus, you know? So here we go. Round 3. Phew. 1-1 all tied up. If Techie wins this, they go forward in the bracket. If Shroud wins this, we go to a game 5. An immediate pick on Avery. Portal coming out from Shroud X. And that's a massive pick. This map is kind of hard to push out of. Techie tries to grab the high ground for now and wait for their teammate to spawn. They're not going to care about the objective. They just want to be able to stay alive and be in a foreign area. They don't want to be back home spawning. Respawning on this map and pushing out is so difficult. Brute in a great spot, and he has Blur there to protect him. If anyone tries to come towards Blur, the Thing's just going to run them down, right? And put them into a corner. Shroud X starting to build their ultimate. Their respawn should be up soon on each of their individual characters. Ultimate goes up. Soulbound comes out. Try and prevent that from doing too much damage. Oh, massive Blur ultimate, though. He hits a nice clobber in time. I believe that was 5 or 6 people. Agamotto coming out, but Vision's going to be able to respawn it here. Dongmin gets destroyed in the front line, but he's going to be able to respawn. Doomed low on HP, and do note that Avery has switched into Bucky. They are looking to find some resets. AAD goes down. Cloak and Dagger ultimate coming out, though. From Fidel. They're trying to win right now. Shroud X. They do win it and put themselves ahead. Now, I do think they can stay in this composition. We have seen Namor be brought out from Vision the moment he dies, but I think he has one more respawn here. So he actually has a chance to build up another ultimate. So you may commit to this. Especially with them having such a commanding lead. Ooh, Snowball connects. We should be watching Avery, to be honest with you. Avery is going to be the one that sets up this next big play. Doom on the back line, going straight in for Luna Snow. Perfect bubble at the right time. Doom in a weird position here where he's getting put into the back left corner. Looks like he's going to be able to survive. But his ultimate didn't find any kills. He's low on HP, but heals coming in at the right time from his teammates. Shroud X does lose their front line. Impunity going down and Nuck. Dongmin should be the next major focus. He's trying to protect the respawn from Star-Lord, but because he protected them, Doom got down anyways. Okay, so we might have an actual team change. We'll see. Vision's at 71% on his ultimate. Let's see what he's thinking here. Currently staying with it. So they're going to try and break this with multiple bodies. Avery has to play out of his mind. Obviously, they have Tap there. Tap should try to use his ultimate first to try and get Fidel to use his ultimate. And then afterwards, Avery needs to go in and get some resets. Because he's going to have a lot of health bars in front of him. Dongmin flanking all the way around. Stepping up and pushing forward. 30% here. I do like that Shroud X is fighting right now. They want to try and get this composition to work now and win. If it doesn't, they can switch to what they think is going to work. Avery finds a perfect snipe on Doomed. And that's the Star-Lord, by the way. Star-Lord being down is this composition. Dongmin goes in, tries to land a setup. There's an Avery reset. Another again. And he is just popping off. Adam Warlock is going up in the high ground. He's trying to get around to it. Can he find him in time? Silent goes up there. They do find a possible reset. They're trying to focus him down. I think it did hit Fidel, so Fidel's able to cloak it. Nice job, Fidel. Ooh, that reset being ruined lets Vision just come out and destroy. This might be it for Techie. I think it is. Overtime connects. Tap can try and go and delay it. Blur is switching over here and trying to get a portal set up. Tap's trying to buy as much time as he can. The portal's on the way. Will they get it up in time? They will not. And Shroud X is taking it to a game number 5. That res was huge. That res was massive, chat. Stupidly huge. My God. Man. Man.
Smart play, like you mentioned, they stayed up, they stayed together, they come back through with Stratus ultimates. They also commit that soul bond to stay alive and able to come back through, play patient, and that's exactly what you need to see out of a team right now against a team like TechieXD.
The moment Avery could not get that reset,
number 5, I want to see where
it was over.
To, because currently, I mean, TechieXD, they've been on the back foot, and it's every time it feels like they're right there, Shib. Every time it feels like Techie's about to close out on Shard X, and then they just lose grip again, man. So map number 5 coming up. I need to see something, some life out of them, because that was kind of brutal to see at points.
I mean, you couldn't have more of a visual statistic on the fact that this was a Guardians comp, besides the fact that you look at TechieXD and their, like, just their ratios, their KDs, their KO ratio across the board. They had far more picks. I'm talking 36 at the top here for the side of Blur. The next closest on the opposition at 22.
Thank you for the Marvel Rivals dingles. Hell yeah. That's all Def Danny, bro.
With that composition and just winning the long game. It doesn't
Make sure to thank the mods for running gambles, chat.
That is where this level of play comes into fruition. It's all about, can you stay
always
calm?
appreciated.
And look at this all here from Dongman. This was a massive one as 3 go down.
Absolutely. I mean, Dongman really
why is Shroud not on the team? Coward.
Just creating so many
yeah, Techie probably feels very deflated, but that's why you need like a vocal motivator on every single team. I am of the opinion that you need somebody that is sound-minded on every team in order to succeed. If you have momentum players, you're going to struggle being consistent.
It really isn't. And, you know, you're supposed to get a lot of eliminations when you're running a 2-2-2. You're supposed to do a lot of damage on Bucky. On Shard X's side, when you're playing that triple Guardians composition that's based around Resurrects, it's fine going down. I mean, finding only 1 elimination is huge in that composition. So that's honestly why, I mean, if you looked at ranked and stuff,
oh my God, my credit score went up, chat. I don't know why.
If you have like a Wolverine player who's maybe not doing that well, sometimes that character doesn't farm the stats. It's just all about the impact at the certain moments and finding those crucial fight wins alongside crucial picks at the right timing. So, you know, there's a lot of things that impact the game. So if you're
chat, I think Mecha Break is going to do okay as a game. I posted a long time ago my Mecha Break videos on a subreddit, and they got flamed to hell because it was a mech subreddit, and they were like, these mechs are too fast. They're not actual mechs. Please don't post this here. We don't want to see this shitty game. We want Mech Warriors 8 or some shit. But now there's a lot of people posting on that post, and they're like, this game is awesome. What's going on? You guys missed out. Blah, 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 blah. I'm getting literally daily notifications on that post. So I'm wondering if Mecha Break is going to get a lot of players. I hope their ranked is good. The only problem with that game is it's full Gooner, but I think every game is Gooner now. Something changed in the last 2 years, where there's just naked people everywhere now. Either that or my taste changed, and now I notice it more. I blame Stellar Blade. Wait, I lost all my dingles on that vote. Oh my God, I'm down to 196 dingles. These casters sound biased towards Cloud9. I mean, all casters are going to be biased. It is what it is. They don't know what the heck they're talking about. Definition, a mech or a mecha is a large pile of machine. Mech may also refer to mech surname, mech infantry, or mechanized infantry. Doesn't matter how fast they move. Yeah, they were like really mad. They were upset at all the mechs being so fast. Wait, did Shroud win again? Yeah, it's tied 2-2 right now. It is tied. Let me open the door downstairs just in case my dogs have to pee. It is like 40 minutes late, so I don't want to like leave them out. I'll be right back, chat, and then I'll walk them after this. Venom is caked up twerking. This game is Gooner AF. Oh yeah, this game gets a lot of Gooner accusations. I don't mind it though. As long as like there's equality, there's naked dudes and naked women, I'm happy. Sex sells. That's been a fact for years, dude. That's why I show my nipples in my tier 3 subs. You're welcome. You're welcome, chat.
And it went the distance like we drew it up. Scriptwriters, take it easy. Who takes home this W, progresses forward, and gets even closer to the LAN event?
Well, I think it's up in the air right now. If I had to make a bet, it would be on ShredX.
Appreciated. I have them as my wallpaper. Oh my god.
Discover what they need to play versus ShredX because I mean the Bucky stuff is great. It's just maybe.
What's up, Shankland? How are you?
The Adam Warlock. I think also if we move on to Convergence, I mean it could be better. Like
I got you, Gray Fox.
If we go to Convoy/Convergence, that you play that Bucky stuff again.
I'm here for my subs, man.
The Adam Warlock comp, we'll let them play it, but realistically, we just can't let them get the Magneto. We can't let them get the Cap. There's a lot of tanks I think that are in the game. Regardless, we need to make sure that Doom does not play Star-Lord because I feel like that is the biggest reason.
Sleepy? I feel that.
Like the Namor stuff, sure, you could say it was that, but I just think.
Hi, Robbie.
Doom, I'm not gonna say he's like
buddy.
One trick necessarily, but I think he's one of the best Star-Lords in the game more so. Like I just feel like that's his best hero. That's what we play best around. Even if we're not the best like Guardians comp players, Visions had some really good reses. I think he on the Adam Warlock popped off. The whole team played well around it. It does feel like we just need Doomed on that Star-Lord right now. And if it doesn't work out, whatever, right? That's a part of the game. Sometimes things don't pan out.
And this is what's so interesting in best of 5.
It's cool to think it's still sunny where you are. It is sunny where I'm at, actually. Sun's still out. Hi, Sadie. You coming to hang out, pup? Oh my god, I got both the puppies in here, chat. They're vibing. They're like, we want to go for a walk.
That's true. Yeah.
15 minutes. 15 minutes, puppies. I know you have concept of time. This is a big match. I might add this match to put it on YouTube on its own. It's been really good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are in game number 5 in this series that started off to a aggressive start for Techie XD. They shut down Shroud X to a 2-0, and then Shroud X has been battling quite literally down to the last second in all of their games. And they have finally locked in with this Mantis composition. And the question is, does Shroud X attempt to ban out Adam Warlock or Mantis? Mantis has been a part of the composition for the last 3 games for Shroud X. So we'll see if they go that route. It is a hard conundrum. It's definitely a very difficult puzzle. Shroud X continues to save Doctor Strange, which I think is a great play. Right now, Dongmin is playing Possessed on Doctor Strange. He is such a nuisance for Techie XD on that front line. Loki bans for each. No double Luna Snow. Shroud X thinking about their last Protect here. Hovering their Magneto. There it is. So they have their Cloak and Dagger and Punisher counter. Geared up and ready. for a final ban. This is where we're going to get the answer from TrikSlyr. Do they ban Mantis? Adam Warlock? Or they got something else baked in? They decide to ban Luna Snow. So Shroud X can once again play that. Now, we are going to a different map. We are going to Convergence, which means you do have the King of the Hill style, and then you turn into a convoy afterwards. Punisher ban coming out from Shroud X. And it's all on the table now.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Oof, what a hard match. Vision immediately locks in. Now, I think I would like to see an earlier Bucky from TrikSlyr once they see this composition. It's something that they did last round, but it was a little bit on the too late side. But you can see what exactly Bucky brings with the resets. You can kind of start snowballing like crazy, right? It doesn't matter how many buys you throw at it because he just keeps killing over and over. So game 5. I need to actually go gamble real quick. So let me do that. I'm going to gamble my points on this prediction. Where's it at? View all. Prediction. I'm predicting. With the draft? You know what? I'm going to give it to Techie. I believe in them. 256 dingles. I'm going to become a millionaire. They have been spent. Let's hop into the match. Here we go. Wow. Wow. Look at how the tides have turned. Bunch of sheep, bro. 62% believing in Shroud X. And to be fair, it is something to be talked about. I think I talked about it a little bit in round 4 about momentum and how useful it can be. We'll see where the momentum looks right now, as Shroud X is going to be playing on defense and TrikSlyr is playing on offense. They're going to go ahead and play the Wolverine composition and try to look for a couple of picks. And to be fair, picks are really, really good on this map. Here goes the Wolverine out. He flies up. Tries to find a combo. Pulls the Doctor Strange in. Dongman's able to jump out thanks to his shift. Not a big deal. I accidentally muted. My bad. Fix that. Maybe, surely. There we go. You gotta be really heads up when you're playing against the Wolverine. Especially the healers. But we know Fidel is a legend. He's gonna be fine. And Nuck's doing a great job today, too. Combo on Avery. Doom right now holding, getting low on HP. Man, he's been low so many times. Ooh, I do like Avery bringing out the Punisher early. Good job, Avery. I think this is the winning condition against this comp. You need to have perfect coordination between Tap and Avery, but they've done it multiple times. Oh man, thank you. So much damage coming in. That was kind of nutty. Doom is getting close to an ultimate here. He goes up, ease the back line. Cloak and Dagger ultimate. Leading forward. Ooh, big clobbering time happening on the backside from Lur. I have Agamotto from Dogman on the back line. Cloak and Dagger ultimate is about to expire, but it's still there, so they're able to hold through just fine. And between the front line of Captain America and Mantis, Shroud X are going to be able to run down all these supports. And look at that. That movement speed boost from Mantis is just so helpful for what Shroud X is trying to implore. TrikSlyr gonna reset. They have 2 minutes here. They did use their ultimates though, and they didn't find any resets. Tap gonna switch it over to Wolverine. I think they've identified that if they can't get rid of Dongman, they're gonna have a hard time getting through to the back line. Dongman has just been so perfect right now when it comes to movements. Tap's coming for a combo, but doesn't quite get it. Doom on the top side, but Cloak and Dagger Dome is going to be able to help out with that. Oh, it's so close. Poor Tap getting picked off as he tried to scurry to his teammates. And Doom right now just set up for another ultimate. Fidel and Vision are sitting pretty. I may kiss my dingles goodbye against Techie. Because Techie right now, they need an Avery to pop off. They're not getting the picks they're looking for. Tab goes down once again. Put Tab back on Psylocke, guys. What are you doing? I'm actually mad at you right now. Put Tab back on Psylocke. He looks lost out there, dude. Oh no. Oh no. And this is how democracy ends. With loud applause. 35 seconds and counting. Techie moving forward.
Down to 30 seconds.
Ultimates are up and ready to go. It comes down to who can find it. Tap does not find another pick once again. That is his third throw. Okay, Tap finally finds someone. It's Dogman. AAD pops the ultimate. Dogman goes for the back line. They're trying to set it down. Avery goes up for an ultimate. Trying to find any target. They're trying to focus it, but I think he pulled the trigger too quick. There's too many ultimates. Oh no. Doom coming on the backside. Cloak and Dagger ultimate is now down. The supports for Techie are about to have no massive heals. Doom goes to the sky. Magneto's trying to eat it. He finds a bop. 2 are down. But Nuck and Vision can't respawn. And if Vision respawns, he's going to have the rise again. There it is. Doom comes in on the back right. Trying to grab every target he can. Doom does get picked off, but Vision can respawn him. They're popping the heals. Techie trying to get through on this first objective. They're going to drop down in a second. There they go. Tap has the ultimate. Eye of Agamotto on the back line. And oh no. Dogman once again destroys the entire support backline. Tap able to get off an ultimate, but Blur's the only one left standing, and Techie XD is only able to find 1 point on the objective, and now Shroud X, all they have to do is get past that 1 point and they win.
Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
Incredible defense from Shroud X.
Need a top-notch team to
I can't believe Techie XD did not try to identify the Adam Warlock composition in draft. They've been beaten by it twice, and they don't seem to have a solution. It felt like Tap can't play Wolverine at the level that Avery does, so they couldn't find their picks. I'm actually really upset at them. Here we go, though. Techie XD is going to have a lights-out defense. Right now, they're sticking with the same comp.
get ready.
Brute and Blur. Playing the front line of Thing and Magneto, so they're pretty durable.
It's nice to know that even in my absence,
I kind of feel like I would like a Hulk instead to try and help out Tap, because Tap needs a pop-off, right? It ain't over till it's over. I agree, but I would give Shroud X like a 84% chance to win right now.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Portal coming down. And remember, they only need 1 point on the objective, and they win this. Well, 2 points technically. So if they just run it down, they can get in there. Portal to the top. They now have the high ground. They can shoot down on their opponents. Techie playing it slow. They need to get Thing up here. Impunity is flanking behind with Captain America. It's his job to come in and try to fight the supports. He found them both. And Doom just going to go straight for the back line. Damage comes out. Doom takes a pretty decent hit, but the healers are there right away to keep him alive. Impunity, low on HP, able to boost away, gets behind the pillar. Tap does find a pick. It's going to be on Doomed as well, so that means his respawn will be down. He sees him respawning in the top left. Cloak and Dagger ultimate. Up and ready here. Fidel leading the charge for his team. They push them all back. And the thing is, like, even if they don't push them back and kill them, they're getting the objective during this, right? Vision gets picked off. Wolfies and AAD are down for Techie. The supports are gone. And now Shroud X just needs to move up and grab the point. That's all they gotta do. Silent goes for an ultimate. She's going for a desperate plea. Anything here. And just gets completely shot by Vision. Portal through. Techie XD needs to play out of their mind. Avery switched off of DPS and went into healing. Techie XD is now trying to run 3 Vanguards right now just to live. At this point, they're just trying to sustain through. They're just praying for a miracle, dude. They need Madonna. Doom goes up. He screams into the wind. Magneto answers it. Combo comes out. Vision does die. Doom on the back line. Great frost coming in from Avery. He's able to hit Doomed in the middle of the air and they get the kill. They might have a chance. Luna Snow comes out. It's all about healing numbers right now. Just trying to stay alive. The Vanguards are brawling. Look at this HP. It's a sliver of progress, keeping Shroud X away from advancing in this tournament. Tap currently chilling. Tap with the DPS. Tap has an ultimate. Oh my god, Techie has defended. Oh my god, Techie has defended. Oh my god. What? How? Comps are being switched out. Doomed is moved over into Wolverine. There is only Impunity and Dongmin. Vision is now playing the Punisher. His best character by far. Fidel needs to get an ultimate, and so does Nuck. 1 minute and 10 seconds. The progress bar has depleted down to 1 bar, so Techie has a little bit of breathing room. But I'm talking like a cup of air. You know what I'm saying? Like air that you'd be happy to find at the bottom of the ocean, but not air that you would care about in real life. Dongmin slowly stretching forward, looking for some damage. Couple of pokes here and there. Fang delivering a couple of right punches. Woofles has an ultimate. Good to go. It's going to be Dongman versus Woofles. Who gets the Eye of Agamotto? Meanwhile, Punisher damage is just shelling from afar. Eye of Agamotto comes out, but Dongman gets stopped. He gets stopped in his tracks. Avery lands an amazing snowball, locking him in and denying him his ultimate. He goes down to 50%. Vision steps up with some ultimates, but the healing from AAD is just too much. Avery has died. And Avery was going to be the next ult. Tap goes in for a combo. Finds one on Fidel. Finds one on Nuck. Tap. I hear me talking smack earlier. He's able to turn around and hold the defense. 10 seconds and counting. 9, 8, 7, 6. We're going to need to have a teleport. Here it comes. Dongmin jumps in. 2, 1. It's overtime. Techie XD is here, and Avery has an ultimate. Wolfle's trying to hold. And Puny goes forward with the Captain America. Vine shields for everybody, trying to hold the front line. Here's Fidel and all his amazing support. Can he carry his team to a victory? The slows are huge. Woofle's trying to build up an ultimate at 34%. Avery's ultimate is now done and finished. There is no more massive heal ults. Dongmin tries to come in, but Dongmin, he gets shredded by Tap. It's a 1 for 3, a 1 for 4, a 2 for 4. Doomed is just slaying right now. Oh, and AAD tries to come in, and ladies and gentlemen, Shroud X just barely pulls out the win and is going to win 3-2 in advance in the tournament. Techie XD put up a valiant fight, but it's not going to be enough. Whoo! That was a fucking finale, chat. Oh my god. That was some bonkers shit, dude. Okay, I gotta walk the puppies before the next game. I'll be right back.
I am so
be right back, chat.
To be talking over this game right now.
Oh my god, this is why we do it, man. This is why you watch. Anybody watching the stream, everybody tuning in just for the magic skins, staying for the amazing gameplay, because holy crap, I mean, whew, we need a shower after that one. Every player is probably greased to their mother back, you know, which is a good thing because that was such a banger. Avery with the roll swap with the MVP at the end, SVP at the end, 10K, 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 looking like the triple double stats, almost triple 10,000 stats, whatever you want to call it. What a series of Marvel Rivals. Shroud X win. And that's not it for them today, man. That's the tough part. They still have another game versus Envy later on for the potential to make LAN.
I mean, I am just shook. I can't wait to watch some of these plays again. That was way closer than it needed to be.
We gotta co-stream this one after Shib, honestly. Like this is like we're hopping out of here after this, and we're going right on over to Cozy and Vicky, who are waiting in the wing. I know that they've been like, just from a viewership perspective, they're having fun. They're like, oh my god, like this is one of the best series, like you called, Shib, of all time in terms of just how competitive it was. But damn, I mean, I want to see what happens now later on in the tournament, because Techie XD, one of the best unsigned teams we saw compared to Ego Death, they put up a good fight, but now they're out of the Ignite series. I mean, the future is bright, I think, for all of these players.
Yeah, you gotta say there might be a slight advantage here to playing early, especially when you're this locked. It looked like TrikSlyr really found their footing, and you know what? It's full circle here. They may have struggled in tense situations in the past, but they looked so good out there in these last few games. They were not afraid, and they played so strong. What a series.
Yep, I mean, after this one, you got to give your hats off to everybody who played in that match, regardless of what happens in the future, right? I think it's going to be a tough matchup, I think, first round X. I think what happens usually when we see close games like this, I mean, most of the time, the thing is, this tournament is so unusual. Everything that has happened in the Ignite series is so unusual, Shib. Day number one, close games across the board, right? We had favorites going down to the loser brackets, leaving the tournament with FlyQuest and Team Nemesis being gone. And with these two unsigned teams battling it out here now in the lower bracket quarterfinals, I would say, like, when a close match happens, usually it doesn't bode well for the team moving forward, right? Because you would think, okay, now they had a close match versus a team that's out of the tournament. Maybe this team that is just dominating on the opposite side would play well. But, I mean, this tournament has been unusual. And speaking about unusual, we're going to speak to a very unusual person. Hopefully, if it's not Dongman, we'll see. I mean, I love Dongman. We'll see him in a moment. Welcome aboard from SDX. Got to see who it is. Who's the mystery player? It's, oh my God, it's Nuck this time. What's up, Nuckster? How's it going? Congrats on what a series that was. I mean, do you have any thoughts? Anything you want to say real quick to the viewers?
I mean, is it really a Shroud game if, like, it doesn't look like we're about to choke? Like, you were talking about earlier in your stream, like, you know, we're just always choking. Like, you know, the boss wasn't watching yesterday on stream. You know, he's watching today. We really had to put him on the edge of his seat, you know?
Well, that's what you were saying. Like, Shroud watching, he was saying he's like, it's superstitious. That almost like when he watches you guys, y'all lose. I mean, you guys are probably not superstitious about it. He's probably just, you know, it's for fun and for gaming and stuff. But, I mean, you guys came through for sure in the clutch there.
Yeah, I mean, that was insane. That was one of the most exciting games of Marvel Rivals and series in general I have ever seen. What a reverse sweep, and to end it like that. Dude, I'm shaking. I can't imagine what you guys are going through. And I need to ask real quick, in terms of, you guys run a ton of different compositions, and you're finding a ton of success with Guardians, but how do you decipher between running that Gamma Squids, Guardians, the Ultron boost? What's your thought there? Just test it?
Because of our DPS, we have, like, really deep hero pools. Like, all of us has, like, I mean, in general, even me and Fidel, like, really deep hero pools. We're not really a one trick for the most part. So, like, we can run a lot of comps, and then a lot of comps are better in a lot of situations. We kind of have protocols for, you know, if they're running this, run that. It's kind of counter comps. It's kind of the basics.
Taking a look back at the bracket, Nuck, by the way, sorry, Shib. I know that you guys are incredibly excited to go against Envy again after that series. I know that it took a lot of energy out of you and stuff, but I mean, for Envy, I mean, what a warm-up series, right? Surely, right? You got to feel like you have a lot of, you know, games under rep for sure when you go against Envy, who is like a completely different team than Techie XD, right? I mean, that's going to be a matchup. I mean, do you have any overall thoughts of that game, of you guys versus Envy later tonight?
We haven't played Envy in literal, like, months in an official. I think it's been a while, so it'd be definitely a fun one. We haven't played him. I think we'll definitely catch him off guard with a few things. We feel pretty ready. You know, we've had a pretty good series, so I think we'll be chilling. And I think it's like good that we had a close series. I think because we really came together at the end, so it should only look better as the time goes on.
Yeah, you guys started that momentum. It was really apparent. I mean, you guys were winning, you know, those Guardian comps. You guys were lights out, and it seemed like you weren't going to stop ever. I know you play a ton of different strategies. You talk about not being a one trick. I've seen just you personally throughout these tournaments play almost everybody. So my question to you is, who is your favorite and why?
I mean, probably Rocket or Loki. Loki just because he's just absurdly broken, and then Rocket because he's just fun to play. Like, walking around as a small little raccoon with a big ass gun is just hilarious to me. Funny.
Hell yeah.
I agree for sure. And, you know, also just to maybe not change the topic necessarily, but, you know, for moving forward, I think things are exciting. And I literally had the question. You guys understand, Nuck, that series was so crazy, and I'm sure you guys are just like relaxing. I feel like Shib and I were like brain dead after that one, because I mean, it was so back and forth. It's one of the most incredible series. So I mean, first of all, I just want to thank you for putting on an incredible show, as you guys still have more to go. So I mean, let's just do like a softball question, because I literally forgot exactly what I was going to ask you. Did we ask you before what hero you want to add to Marvel Rivals, just to make it real easy for you on this interview, and, you know, as you get ready for your next match? Did we ask you that question before, what hero you would want?
You guys did in the first MRI, but not in the first one. Yeah, I said Deadpool.
Do you have a new answer?
Nah, it's still Deadpool, to be honest. I think it'd be still
Deadpool. Yeah, makes sense. Fair play. Fair play.
Locked into that. So yeah, thank you so much for jumping in here. I know it's difficult for a lot of people to get on camera, right? And you do a great job. I appreciate you coming in and staying calm, cool, and collected, right? Especially after a game like that. But you know, you're heading into the next match. I'm sure we want to get you back there to start discussing things with your team. So quickly, anyone you want to thank, anyone you want to shout out quickly, I'll give you that time right now.
Shout out my family, always been supporting me for the month. We've been triple blocking for like weeks at this point, and it takes a lot of my time. And like, I know if they have to help me, I'll help them and stuff. It's just a lot. And then my teammates staying mentally together during all like these things. You know, we've had some very tilting moments, and it's just it can get to you, but we've stayed pretty strong, to be honest. And
awesome.
And yeah.
I really appreciate you jumping in. You know, you're always super calm, which blows my mind, especially after that. I know the job's not done. You still got another game coming up here. So good luck in that series. I'm looking forward to watching. Trust me, this has been a ton of fun to watch.
Good luck, Nuck.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate it, Nuck, from Shroud X, and an incredible series that we had there. I mean, like you said, Shib, and I think if that game goes to show how well things are going to end up later tonight, I mean, I think we're excited for Marvel Rivals esports in general, because across the board, this is what I was talking to you about, Shib. It's been crazy, right? And we're only halfway through the day. There has been some upsets in Asia, been some upsets in EMEA. I mean, there's been crazy stuff happening in Chinese Marvel Rivals as well in that region. Also in Oceania, Kanga got upset. We had Ground Zero moving forward. So, whew, what a way to end it. And you know, it's funny, it's still 100 Thieves and Sentinels, still the team that matches up against each other every single time. It seems to be destiny that these two teams play against each other.
And it's always recency bias, right? Whoever wins that matchup is the new, you know, the number one, and everybody always claims that. So I'm excited to see who now takes it here as we move forward. But this has just been a crazy day. Way to end that. Even that first map, incredibly tight. We're going to be moving. Actually, we're going to have Cozy and Vicky Kitty coming in here for these last two games. Me and you, we yelled our pants off. I am exhausted, and I'm not even doing it.
I joke with Shib all the time. I was like, Shib lets it all out when he casts. So I'm just like, Shib probably after, I was like, I just know Shib after the cast just goes and stares at a wall for like the rest of the night. He is done. Like, this guy mentally really lets it all out there. And you know, I just appreciate you as my co-caster, man. So it's good to be doing this sort of stuff with you, brother.
Right back at you, brother. Yeah, I'm just gonna lay this computer chair back, put my feet up, and just stare at the ceiling for a little bit, just pounding water, just crying. No, no, it was a ton of fun. So we're gonna make that transition here shortly, and I once again thank you so much for being here with us. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the grand finals.
2 more games today, though, Shib. There's still 2 more. There's still 2 more.
Well, I mean, us too. Yeah,
us too, of course. We have some incredible games. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
Out of sight! Judge! Jury! Executioner! A gift from
This is Gray's wife. Why sings head to Mexico to start Arva? LOL. The curse is lifted? It may have been, dude. Let's see here, chat. It's 7:10, so I probably have time for one more game of casting. And then the elimination match, you guys have to watch on your own. Gotta feed the puppies in 45 minutes, and then I gotta finish cleaning up the house before girlfriend gets home. I gotta do some dishes and clean the stove. I think I'm good then. But I want some time for a one-over, you know? No game on the last one. It's gonna be start it. You can start it. What do you mean? I will do this entire best of 5, but then I'm out. 2 hours should be enough time for a full best of 5. We'll see how it goes though. Oh, you gotta head out for work? Don't worry about it then. No worries. Thank you for running your dingles. Appreciate ya. Waiting for you. Rivals till the end. Fidel's pretty goated. Yeah, did Fidel do the interview? Fidel's great, dude. He plays very well. Good night, Def Danny. Thanks for hanging, bruh. Enjoy your evening. All right, one more match, baby. Here we go. I think I've been playing Mai for a bit. Enjoying her playstyle. Everyone's so different from what I'm used to doing on Jamie. Yeah. Mai's good too because she's got really good throw loops. She's got a great combo.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Marvel Rivals Ignite playoffs. And what did we just
You got dingles? Congrats!
The clock, it struck midnight for both teams. Vicky won by a single pixel there. I have no words.
A single pixel on the sounding of the 7 trumpet with a Namor ult just to start off the reverse sweep. Like, I cannot comprehend. I mean, that has to have been the closest competitive Marvel Rivals game that we've ever seen on a live broadcast.
I'm coming from Shroud's stream, watching him watch it. First of all, the Shroud spectating curse is now broken, so congratulations. But just to watch every point decided in overtime, very last seconds, both teams fighting their heart out. And again, the Cinderella story so close, but just edged out barely and not making land or progressing forward. I've been in the suit for hours, just like as a fan. I'm almost losing my voice not casting just from excitement. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's been not only so entertaining, but it also feels real good when you like quadruple your points, by the way, in the chat preds. I know a lot of you guys are feasting after that last series because I sure am. But you know what's great, Cozy? Not only
I lost all my dingles.
Next, but we also have
I'm down at 80 dingles, chat.
Yeah, we're diving straight into
Pepe hands.
Stories, guys. Better than the MCU could even script. On one side, it's going to be Heartbreak or Glory. And the winners, they're going to be booking their seats there on the lower bracket to the first ever LAN. And the loser, they get a seat too, Vicky, but it's on their couch coming so close to greatness. But we start off with the two best teams right now in North America, 100 Thieves and Sentinels, and it's been a war that's been almost a year in the making.
Yeah, if you thought you've seen enough of the res comp,
You're down 42K?
Series, I'm expecting it to come out from
Stop betting wrong. It's so hard, bro. It's so hard out here.
The playoffs, Sentinels, of course, had started off the series, or rather the playoffs, fighting off against Envy before they won that 2-1 and then took
Trying to figure out how long each match has been. They started at 3 o'clock. They've gotten through 2 matches in the time of 4 hours and 20 minutes. So each match is about 2 hours and 10 minutes. Chat, I don't think I can cast this match. Unless it's a quick 3-0.
Yeah, crazy enough, I mean, the group stage,
I gotta be out of here by like 9:10, which is about an hour and 30 minutes from now.
Losing to somewhat heartbreak in that finale in the group stage, but
yeah, I think I might call it. Because I still need to clean up. I still gotta feed pups. I think I'm out of time, chat. I think we only get 2 matches tonight. But I'll see you guys tomorrow for the finals.
If you guys are looking for pros to every sense of the word in coordination, play, and top tier level of
yeah, we're gonna call it. Alright, GG's everyone. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for relaxing, etc. I'm gonna go do some adult things, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow for the finals. But I hope you enjoy this match. It's gonna be one of the better matches of the evening, and then we have a great elimination match afterwards, so check it out at twitch.tv/Marvel Rivals. Sound like a plan? Thank you all for hanging out. Great Saturday streams. I'll see you tomorrow.
The difference, though, between first place getting 70,000 and second place is literally